following is a presentation of Flow Sports.
Arlington, Texas Globe Life Field, the Amegy Bank College Baseball Series here on Flow College. Day number 3, it is getaway day. Beautiful weather outside. It is perfect weather inside for this top 25 matchup between the Auburn Tigers and the Louisville Cardinals. This day 3, what happened on day 2? Well, Auburn has had a stellar weekend thus far. 2 victories. Michigan defeated Louisville in a back and forth game. It was Auburn coming from behind in their victory over Florida State. Kansas State winning the nightcap. Thanks so much for sticking with us. Tyler Denning, Coach Ty Harrington. Coach, this one has the feel very much of a super regional Omaha-type vibe.
Yep, 2 Omaha teams, and you're right about that. Now, and it's been a great weekend. You've got Auburn with a chance to grab 3 wins and go undefeated in an incredible tournament, and then you got Louisville trying to get out of here with a winning record at 2-1. So we got a great game in line today.
Much as we have seen across the course of this weekend, great competition, great measuring stick for these programs as to where they're at early on against quality opponents. Bristol Carter laces one into shallow right field to begin things for the burnt orange, blue-clad Auburn Tigers.
Picked up right where he left off yesterday. Young man had a good day. He's had a good weekend. The table setter, like a lot of leadoff guys, you love the idea. You get a left-handed pitcher. Oftentimes, your approach is going to be middle away to the right-handed hitters. He certainly does that with that line drive over to second baseman's head.
Wyatt Danielewicz is the pitcher, starter, lefty. 1-0 record, 6 innings. He's given up 2 hits, no earned runs, 9 strikeouts, 1 walk on this young season. Just 1 extra base hit in that start.
Right off the bat, you see with Danielewicz that it's a slide step from the mound, trying to paralyze the run game. And Carter was out trying to take a bigger lead to get a look at it. And what that is, it's a one-way lead, TD, where the runner will get out there. Everybody wants to see what the move really looks like live. They've seen it on video, but they want to see it live. And the runner will get out a little bit further, cheat a lead, trying to get him to pick over there. You'll see a little bit further lead, lean to second like you're going, all the above. But Danielewicz using a slide step so far. And there it is. They finally get a little bit of a read to it. And that's not his best move. That's just his first move. Oftentimes when pitchers do it, it's just a show me move from the pitcher.
Carter is the threat on the base paths. Leads the team in stolen bases. Guevara at the plate, tied for the team lead in hits at 10, but he will head to the dugout after the Danielewicz strikeout. Take a look at the Auburn Tigers batting order presented by Amegy Bank. And one of their biggest bats stepping in with Chase Fralick, followed by McCrane, Terrell, Bingaman, Steele, Combs, and Todd Clay at the bottom. Fralick, 10 hits himself, so tied with Guevara for that team lead, hitting .455, slugging at a .682 clip. It's 1 triple, 1 home run. That ball bouncing and careening out of play.
Yeah, they're going to move him to third base. I mean, it's a 2-base error. Once it leaves the field of play, and that gives him an opportunity not only to take up second base, but they're going to move him to third. And now, without having to do very much, just because of an errant pickoff moving again, they were trying to get him to pick over this so they could get a look at it. And then they enticed him to throw it away. Now they're 90 feet away with less than 2 outs. Infield playing back in an RBI situation for Freilich.
Saw this on Friday night for Auburn against Kansas State with Carter, just able to be such a presence on the base paths to put pressure on the pitcher, on the defense, and there it pays off to put him in scoring position, as you said, for Freilich. Tied for the team lead with 6 runs batted in.
As a hitter, these are the moments you like, in a sense that you don't have to have a base hit right here. Until until you get 2 strikes, you're going to be aggressive, like, and try to drive him in and get a base hit. But when you get 2 strikes, you can roll a ball in the middle of the field, fly ball, and get the guy in from third base. I tell you, he moved that barrel enough. I thought the third base umpire was going to call it a strike on the check swing.
Freilich held back just enough. George Baker behind home, kept the ball, kept an eye on Carter over at third. Do it again here at 2-1. Swing and a miss. Push the count to 2-2.
Yeah, I got to think he's going back to a breaker again. He swung and missed twice at breakers. Now, what Louisville's going to do, they're going to bring their middle in now, because what this is they're saying he's just going to try to put the ball in play, kind of half swing, whatever it is, to put it in play. They're going to pull side shift. We got a clock violation on. He's out. It took him too long to get in the box. We had that happen. It ended the game last night.
Wow.
The final game with Nebraska, their hitter took too long to get in the box and make eye contact, and now it doesn't matter. And so the hitter has a time by. He has to get in the box and make eye contact. And now see Butch Thompson coming out.
Dallas.
Butch Davis is a football coach, for crying out loud. Butch Thompson, I've been friends for a long time. How about that for a reference? Butch Thompson would be kind of fired up. I compared him to a football coach, but he's out trying to get an explanation.
He may be fired up like a football coach, trying to figure out, hey, why is Freilich going to head back to our dugout as the second out? But you see the pitch clocks, you see the timers. We had seen a moment earlier this weekend as well where the pitcher had been in violation. There had been a miscommunication, but it's up to the umpires, the umpire crew today. Clint Fagan behind home, Grady Smith at first, Matthew Anderson at second, and Chris Koski at third to enforce that and make that call. And there they do, and that's a big second out. It is. It happened last night. Again, at the end of the game, and it is a huge out. You got a guy. Now, they were bringing their defense in, but, fly ball gets him in. It got an error on the pitcher to get to third base in scoring position. We'll see now. It's going to take a 2-out hit from McCrane to get him in from third. I guess there's other ways too, Aaron, a while, whatever. But I'm just saying it. And the
from
reason
an offensive side,
Freilich was out, that was a strike to the batter, and that was his third strike. So it goes down as a strikeout for Freilich on the card. So the Tigers get Carter on with the single, and now 3 batters later in Brandon McCrane. Starting at second, still trying to push that run across.
And if you're scoring at home, I may be wrong with this, but I think it's a backwards K. I think it's a strikeout looking.
8 hits on the season for McCrane. One of those a triple. 2 RBIs, walked 3 times, struck out twice. Danielevich ready to go.
That's a good take by McCrane. That's a back foot breaking ball from Danielevich, and that's it. Covers a lot of ground. Starts in the strike zone, then disappears.
2-2 fouled off. It's the Cardinals defense, Crane, Moore, Campbell, the outfield. Byram Hott, Elam, Martin, Davis. Baker behind home. Daniel Levitch on the mound. Cardinals missing Alex Alicea today. We were told just pregame, out with stomach bug. Staple at the top of the lineup. Not in there defensively as well. Full count, 2 outs, man on third. Strike 3, so back-to-back strikeouts after the single from Carter. How about this pitch, Doc?
Tell you what, he's coming off that breaker, goes fastball in, locks him up, thinks it's ball 4. Strike on the inside corner to retire the side.
The Whataburger Monterey Melt is back? You've got some nerve showing up here again, looking all delicious with your fresh all-beef patties, melty cheeses, grilled peppers and onions, and jalapeno ranch. When I want you, you're nowhere to be found. And now you're back? Aw, get in here. We just missed you, that's all. The Whataburger Monterey Melt is back and harder to resist than ever. Download the app.
What a burger! Bowman Engineering and Consulting and their dedicated Amagi business banker worked together to put the us in business banking, which included the occasional lunch meeting. Now, it's your turn with your own dedicated Amagi business banker with banking experience in your industry, because you're more than a customer, we're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing. With comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, planning sessions whenever you need them. Here, we collaborate. Here, you grow.
At Globe Life, we have policies for almost everybody.
Welders?
Yes.
Farmers?
Yes.
Rodeo clowns?
No, we don't cover rodeo clowns.
Construction workers?
Yes.
Electricians?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Not rodeo clowns.
Factory workers?
Yes.
Chefs?
Yes.
Birthday clowns?
Yes.
Ah, come on!
Globe Life Insurance. Affordable coverage for almost everyone.
Louisville Cardinals batting order mentioned last half of the inning. Alex Alicea, staple at the top, missing, so Lucas Moore jumps up in there. Cardinals presented by Amagi Bank. There are 9 that will go to the plate today. Ty, what are they missing, and how do you re-engage when you have a guy that usually is your table setter that's going to be out for the day?
You don't replace him. I mean, you have somebody that goes in there and you mix your lineup up. You move more up, and you try to mix match a little bit. You give somebody an opportunity. You hope that they're going to go in there and have a great day for you. But guys like that, and Alicea, those guys are hard to replace.
Another Alex Petrovic will be the starter. He did so against Youngstown State on February 15th.
That tells you a little bit about the game already in their mindset. First pitch changeup to start the inning tells you a little bit about what they think about Moore and his aggressiveness. As you see him first fastball, you see he was getting after it. We probably would have had he thrown a first pitch fastball in there as well.
Moore is the team leader in hits with 12. 2 of those triples, hitting .414. 5 strikeouts and a walk. He's 29 times up. .78 on the change. Petrovic effective. What's the one pitch we can look for that he really relies on?
To the left-handers, you just saw it, the changeups. He's thrown it twice in this sequence already.
Hard hit ball by Moore. Ranging in from center. Bristol Carter, who we saw speedy on the base paths. No slouch in center field. Easy work. Crowd number 1.
Yeah, the changeup is what he likes to use. When you see him twice in a sequence and first time right out of the box to start the game off, it is a great indicator. He does like his slider, the right-handed hitters, but it's a power fastball. I mean, it's a late blooming fastball. What I mean by that, it gets to the dirt and explodes.
Bub Terrell and Bingaman joining Carter in the outfield. Clay, Guevara, McCrane, Freilich over at first. Lucas Steele is the catcher. Kyle Campbell, sophomore right fielder.
You talk about a good sequence of pitches. First pitch slider for strike on the outer half of the plate. Second pitch fastball in, tied him up for a strike at 92, and then that's a perfect edge 0-2 pitch off the plate. Didn't get him to chase. It's certainly a quality location. And then he goes inside line, changeup, trying to disguise what would have been a fastball into him with that changeup. And he's shown him every pitch he's got in his arsenal so far in his first at bat.
Tries outside at 1-2. Not buying is Campbell.
He's true to the way he's pitching. This ball grab a little bit more plate.
Flip sides goes well inside. Good patience by Campbell. Who's he go here?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's thrown him everything in his book right now.
Goes up top. 84 on the slider for the strikeout. 2 up, 2 down.
I did nothing. Look at this. I thought it was going to be a fastball up is what it looked like. Yeah, that's a fastball up. Four-seamer. That ball just kept trucking, and he fouled it up. It was the pitch before that was a little bit higher fastball, and he comes back to it again. I don't think he was trying to go up in the zone. I think he was trying to go to the zone. The hitter chased it.
Take Davis, 385. Batting average. 10 hits. Got 2 homers, 3 doubles, a triple. Leading the team in slugging. OPS.
What they think about his power right there. He gets him in a 2-0 count with nobody on and throws him a changeup off the plate. That's respect from the pitcher to the hitter about the hitter's power.
Slides that one across. Moves the count to 2-2, 2 out, bases empty. Petrovic to Davis. Davis can't hold back. 1-2-3 inning, 2 strikeouts in it for the Auburn Tigers starting pitcher. Petrovic.
There we go. He's going to get another look at the changeup away. Got that barrel moving, unable to hold it. 2 strikeouts for Petrovic.
The appetite for destruction returns. Guns N' Roses. World Tour 2026. One night. Globe Life Field, September 9th. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com.
We've seen touchdowns, and we've seen home runs, but Arlington has never seen speed like this. A stampede of drivers who fear nothing and no one. Crowds that match the volume of 700 horsepower. A spectacle built between 2 of the most iconic stadiums on earth.
How cool.
This ain't our first rodeo, but it might be our fastest.
At Shriners Children's, we're home to the world's leading pediatric orthopedic care. Because so many life-changing advancements start here. We provide access to the best doctors and never allow your ability to pay for services to compromise the care your child needs. We're the first place to turn for the most common or complex orthopedic conditions. Home to possibility and empowering kids to achieve the extraordinary. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
0-0 contest, top of the second inning, joined by Louisville head coach Dan McDonald. Coach, we were told just before the game, Alex Alisea out with a little bit of a stomach bug, but how did you choose to re-engineer the lineup, and who are you looking for to step up, fill the shoes?
Yeah, if Alex is not playing, I mean, he's really under the weather. It's one of the toughest kids that I've coached, and hate it for him. And but really just slid Cade Elam over, the freshman, to short, and A.J. Martin is one of our transfer portal guys to play second. A.J. was hampered with a hand injury in the fall, so he was a little behind. Cade Elam had a great fall in spring training, and that's why Cade won the second base job. But you tell these guys, man, be ready to play, and don't practice like a backup player. Practice like you're the everyday starter. And so I'm happy that A.J. gets this opportunity.
Coach, we appreciate your time all weekend in these dugout interviews. It's always enlightening for everybody, the fans, the crowd, and us as well. And congratulations for what you've built at Louisville. Look, you took something and made it really special, and you're National Coach of the Year and all the above. And it's always fun for me and everybody to hear your knowledge about the game. And so we do appreciate that. And if you take the 2 games you guys have played so far in this tournament, what all have you taken away from it in your mind as a coach?
Yeah, we always say this. There's a fine line. First, thank you for the kind words. And we've been blessed, no doubt, with some great people and a lot of great players. There's always a fine line between winning and losing. You know, yesterday, give Michigan credit. They earned it. It's a couple pitches on our end, a couple 2-strike pitches that we didn't make, and credit their hitters. And probably the same on Friday. You know, Nebraska, had a chance to make a double play ground ball, and they made an error, and we capitalized. And when you're playing regional type teams, NCAA type regional teams, it's usually one pitch or one play, and the game doesn't change. It's throwing strikes. You can't put runners on free. They got to earn it. It's making routine plays, maybe a couple great plays here and there. And then you got to get some timely hits. Michigan got some huge 2-out hits yesterday. We had a couple ourselves, but we came up on the short end of the stick.
Coach, we appreciate all the time across the course of the week, today as well. Best of luck. Hope to see you down the line in the season.
Hope so, man. We're honored to be here. Thanks for having us.
Appreciate you. It was Bub Terrell that got on with the single while we were talking with Coach Ethan Bingaman, the batter at the plate for Auburn. And to what Coach has said, it was a come-from-behind victory against Nebraska on Friday night. Nebraska had a 2-1 lead, bottom of 6th. The 6th inning here in Arlington at Globe Life has been where the Cardinals have really caught life, as the catcher loses ball 4, and 2 will be on to begin the 2nd inning for Auburn. And then that game yesterday against Michigan, another quality opponent, 3 Michigan pitchers through a really good game, 2 team home runs. Colby Turner had a 3-run home run in the 7th after the Cardinals had cut it to just a 1-run game. So just small little margins there.
Thin line to victory and defeat, however you want to, whatever side you're on. And it's always been that way when you play really good quality opponents. And we're going to see Louisville crash their defense in for a bunt.
Looking for the runner, the ball thrown down. It bounces off of Terrell, sliding back in off the throw from Baker.
And Louisville brought their first baseman all the way in. He was standing just to the left of the pitcher when the pitch was made. And you're taught as a catcher, if a guy bunts through a ball or if he takes it and you've got a chance to come up and throw, because the runner is really aggressive at second on his extended lead on a bunt play.
What does that do to your defense when you lose your shortstop for a game?
it does. I mean, it invites somebody to play up. It invites somebody to take their moment, make the plays they need to make, and do the things that they're capable of doing. You don't have to do Superman things. Just do the things you can.
Catcher going down, runner going, and Terrell's out over at third after the throw from Baker.
Yeah, that's fake bunt, steal. It is a design play. The umpires are calling each other in. Maybe they're going to go look at this. But let me explain this play. This is a fake bunt play, or fake bunt steal. What you're trying to do, you're trying to get the third baseman, because that's where you're bunting the ball with runners on first and second, all right? You want to bunt the ball at third baseline, so the third baseman comes in. But what happened was, on the break, Bub Terrell was late getting out of second base. Did not take an aggressive. See how he hesitated? If you go back and look at it, he may. I don't know if he stuck. He did a swim move where he took his left arm away and reached around with his right arm on the tag. But bottom line, he was late getting out on the play because it is a steal. You're not waiting for the bunt. The fake part of it, TD brings the third baseman in. Now, when the third baseman comes in, now he's got to go back to the bag and try to catch the throw and put a tag down.
I love now in the day and age of replay that Terrell was called out on the field, but he's still standing on third base. He's letting him know, I was safe.
He's got every reason to think so, too. I'm going to tell you right now, I think he may be safe. He puts a perfect swim move. What I mean by that, when he starts his slide, he takes his left arm away, right? That's where the guy's going to try to tag him. He takes it away and then reaches around with his right arm or his right hand to try to get to the base without getting tagged. And it's close. I mean, real close.
So call on the field.
As you see him take his left arm away? I mean, you slow that down and zero in, and it is. We're all getting another look at it now. Watch.
Now the question right here on the swipe for the tag: does he beat
I don't think
that
he gets
right
him yet.
arm?
I don't think he's touched him yet.
Looks like he was trying to tag up top, up that helmet area. Byram Hott, third baseman for the Cardinals, right on top of it over at third. Chris Costa.
Yeah, but TD, you got to remember, he called him out.
Right.
So you got to have. It's just hard to change it, even though it may have looked like he's safe. It gets to be hard to change it when you've called him out.
So they confirm the call on the field with Bub Terrell being out. Heads up play by the Louisville defense to look alive in the situation. Bingaman does take second. So rather than two in scoring position, just one with one out. Steele remains at home in the batter's box with the 2-0 count. On the other side for Auburn, if you look out there, game starts, and you look at shortstop, somebody recognizes, hey, opponent for the day is missing their starting shortstop. Does it change anything that you want to do pressure-wise to put on the opponent?
No, I mean, Elam's been a shortstop his whole life. He just happens to be playing second now, because you got Ali Sayed playing short, So, no, I mean, it's more his presence in the game and what his impact in the game that he has on a regular basis.
Ball four. From Daniel Levitch to Steele. Down into the 8 with 2 on. We saw in the first inning, Auburn get a runner in scoring position, couldn't capitalize. What can they do here with 2 on? Caden Combs stepping into the batter's box.
Well, if you're Daniel Levitch, you got to keep reminding yourself to make quality pitches. I mean, you could have had the bases loaded right here. Now you're first and second instead.
After back-to-back walks, Combs does not have a hit on the year. This is 5th at bat. Struck out once over the previous 4.
That's a pretty good take. First pitch breaker. He took it. It's one of those you could chase if you're ultra aggressive. Didn't chase fastball away. Now he's got himself into a plus count where you're looking into a certain window. If it gets in there, you're letting a hammer down.
Checking the runner at first. Nice job by Davis. Take Davis going to the sky to keep that ball in his glove, keep that ball in the infield.
He just rocked a line drive. He wasn't on the bag, and you see a little bit of a chuckle from Baker. But watch this play. It's a great play. If he doesn't get that, it's 1 run scored, and then the runner at first is going to end up at least on third base.
There's a web gem on the throw from his catcher. Daniel Levitch good into the strike zone to move the count to 2-2.
Those 2 fastballs right in the middle of the plate.
That one at 90 miles an hour. One right at Combs, looking for his first hit. The freshman will get it just past the outstretched glove of Martin at second. We have our first run of the ball game, first hit of the career for Combs.
And a big hit. Look, he took 2 pitches in the middle part of the plate and gets down 2 strikes. They go back to a fastball in. He inside outs it, but the shift, remember, they look over, they're shifted over poolside. He goes with it, shoves it the other way for an important RBI single for his Auburn Tigers.
Able to capitalize Auburn. Do it with the bat. The freshman DH. 9-hole Todd Clay, senior, starting at third. Also looking for his first hit of the season. 12 at-bats, 7 strikeouts.
And a little bit of barking going on from the Auburn dugout. The home plate umpire, Clint Fagan, for that first pitch breaker. They thought it was down. It was certainly borderline for sure, but he comes back with another breaker right there. A little bit, that one landed a little bit higher towards the knee area.
Oh, 2, Daniel Levitch. Clay fouls it off.
You're heading to count 0-2. If you're Daniel Levitch and you got a waste pitch, and a pretty good one right there. That ball's out. It's not down in the dirt like a lot of coaches would have called, but that ball would have been one the catcher would have turned his fingers down. It's that back foot breaker. Those left-handed pitchers, when they got that big sweeping curveball, 78, 79 miles an hour, entice those right-handed hitters to swing over the top of it.
Clay's still looking for his first hit in an Auburn uniform. Showed you his mom, Sandra, was in the building this weekend, watching anxiously, nervously, transferring over from UAB. Prior to that was at Pensacola State, AAC Newcomer of the Year, second team All AAC last year, and he's got a good at-bat going in which he's stayed alive after going down 0-2. Big opportunity to turn the lineup over, possibly plate some more runs as Auburn has had a lot of base runner activity thus far in the game. Daniel Levitch gets him to strike out.
It's a good pitch. He elevated the pitch before. He's thrown him everything. Breakers down. This one, he takes a little bit off of it. This one's about 75 on the outer half of the plate. A backdoor breaker comes around and catches the outer half of the plate and entices him to swing over the top of it.
Back to the top with Bristol Carter, the speedster. Singled, stole, then advanced to third. Auburn could not get him home.
the third baseman's playing about 5 steps behind third base. He was trying to get him to come in. He showed him drag the pitch before, trying to get him to come up. What that does, it creates a little bit more hitting angle for you to the left side if you can get that third baseman pulled up. Which, if you're going to hit his breaker, if you're going to hit Daniel Levich's breaker coming to you, you're going to need that left side over there to be pulled up tight. You're more than likely to pull it.
Wyatt in with a strike. Moves the count to 2-2. Steele on second. Combs over on first. The RBI single, the difference in the game right now. Carter waits the 2-out pitch. Daniel Levich will step off and toss to covering second, Martin. Another one inside. Off goes the mask of Baker. Keep tally of the runners.
You don't want to risk it with 2 outs and make the 3rd out at third base if you're the base runner. It's one you want to make sure of. Now, maybe with 1 out and you're a great runner and you reacted immediately, you might, but the ball was going loose towards third base. Was going to be a shorter throw for Baker as well.
Full count, 2 on, 2 outs. Carter, hard hit, out to left, ranging in on his steed, making the play. Griffin Crane for out number 3 and a big 3rd out, as once again Auburn leaving players on the base paths, but they do capitalize. Scoring 1, Bigeman coming in off the bat of Combs. 1-0, bottom of 2 when we come back.
Every shot starts with belief. Something extraordinary can happen. Shriners Children's provides hope, healing, and the chance to dream big. They never allow the ability to pay to compromise the care children receive. Shriners Children's empowers the extraordinary, and you can too. Join me in supporting this life-changing cause and help provide the most amazing care anywhere.
The biggest weekend in rodeo is coming to Arlington, Texas. The American Rodeo Championship Weekend returns May 22nd and 23rd at Globe Life Field, with special live performances from 2-time Grammy-nominated Midland on Friday and country superstar Chris Young on Saturday. This is rodeo at its finest, and the only place to experience it is Globe Life Field. Don't wait. Tickets are on sale now at AmericanRodeo.com.
Winter, the only season you can't see a go-ahead home run. Can't witness a filthy strikeout.
Holy moly!
Can't even experience a walk-off.
That ball is history!
And you're reminded there really are only 2 seasons, winter and baseball.
How about that?
So how do you win your winter? You get ready for baseball. Single game tickets now on sale, all for Texas.
SEC ranked teams in week 2 of the college baseball season. LSU at number 2, Texas at number 3, Mississippi State 4, Arkansas we saw last week here at Globe Life at 8, Auburn we have this week, Florida at 12, okay, Tennessee, Georgia, those are all teams that are in the top 15, Coach. What's going on in the SEC?
I think there's only 2 that aren't. I mean, you got Missouri and South Carolina.
Jax Heisel pops this one high into the Globe Life sky. All right, go back. Tell us more about the SEC.
Well, it's a loaded conference. How about that? Does that help out any? Yes, it's such a great baseball conference, and that's just impressive on so many levels to have that many teams ranked that high. I mean, that's an obvious statement, but. And you look at it in number 2 and number 3 with the defending national, champion LSU sitting there. Texas, who's off to a great start as well, playing. I think they've won 2 already against Michigan State this weekend. LSU's won both their games, so it's just so top to bottom. Every weekend is a I mean, just a huge marquee weekend.
Elam out to left. Finding it. Up against the rafters for the out. Grabbed by Terrell.
Yeah, and I remember, you know, obviously I went to Texas and coached, so I always had an interest and have done some of their games. And I started looking at their weekend series, and I started going, well, they got this weekend. Well, that's a big weekend. And next weekend they got Arkansas. Well, that's a big weekend. And it just, every weekend is a huge weekend. And it's to the power of the conference. And you look at how many national championships they've won over the last, 10, 15 years is remarkable, in my opinion. So got a little timeout on the field.
Well, I was reading this. The home slate for Auburn this year in SEC play, they get Texas, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Georgia. So if you're an Auburn Tiger fan, I was talking to one.
You better already gotten your tickets.
Yeah, at the hotel last night. You got to be pumped. They got to go on the road at Texas A&M, at Florida, at Mississippi State. All right.
Oh, my.
Tell me this real quick as Crane steps in. If Auburn sees themselves at the end as one of the best, if not the best team in the SEC, it will be because of what?
It'll be because they're really good. I don't know. I mean, I know. I think you're looking for a different answer, obviously, but it would mean that they're really, really good. I mean, as you see a drag bunt, this is going to be really tough to throw him out. He's going to beat that out. It just means that you're really good. I mean, you started naming off their home schedule, and I was like, oh my gosh. And so all these teams start looking at, because they don't play everybody. It does become about who you draw and who you do play and where you play them.
For Auburn, 6 College World Series as we see Crane legging it out to first, 5 supers. Last year, they hosted super regionals, first in program history. They lose to Coastal Carolina, eventual runners-up. Auburn picked preseason 5th in the SEC. They have a really good pitching staff. I think that could be a differentiator. Haven't seen Chris Rembert, first team All-SEC, out with an ankle injury. He's with the team traveling, been getting swings in. They hope to see him soon. And also Griffin Graves, their projected #1 starter, lefty. It's been out with a lat strain, so this Auburn team that is 5-1, still getting some really good pieces to join the fold. As after the Crane single, Byram Hott flies out, 3 outs to the outfield. As 1-0 it stands. We'll hit the third when we come back to Arlington, Texas, Globe Life Field.
There's a big deal going on at Whataburger, like the new Big Ranch Wrap, a crispy chicken strip, buttermilk ranch, cheese, and fresh veggies in a warm tortilla. Or go bigger with 5 premium Whata chicken bites. Or go bigger than big with our Bacon Cheese Whataburger Jr. with fresh 100% beef and melty cheese. Make it even bigger with fries and a drink for a little more. Now that's a big deal. The Whata deal, now at Whataburger. Download the app.
Naylor Industries and their dedicated Amity business banker work together to put the us in business banking, focusing on their business needs with lightning speed. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amity business banker with banking experience in your industry. Because you're more than a customer, we're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, a banking partner who is just as invested in your growth as you are. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
Forrest Frank, the Jesus Generation Tour. Live in a 360 in the round experience. With special guests Tori Kelly, Corey Asbury, plus the Figs. On sale now at ForrestFrank.com. Don't miss the Jesus Generation Tour with Forrest Frank.
Jesus is coming back.
Produced by TPR.
Oh, I see. One deck up. Perfect weather inside here, but we've had really good weather in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex across the course of the weekend. They're taking in some sun.
Well, the one guy is sitting like the light shining on him, like it was this shining day. Isn't that a song or something? This is his shining day, and it was
one shining moment.
Yeah, one shining moment, and our camera crew caught it as he was sitting there just minding his own business. I mean, it is Sunday, so the light's shining on him.
Daniel Levitch will head back out onto the mound. Story right now feels like left on base, missed opportunities thus far for Auburn. They're 3 for 8 at the plate, but they're 1 for 6 with runners on. So they've gotten traffic, just couldn't capitalize yet.
Well, some of that capitalization, if that is a word, answering your capital,
absolutely,
is the pitcher, and Dan Levitch is what he's been good. When he had to make pitches, he's been able to.
Yeah, you got the strikeout of Clay. You got the pop out of Carter, and he starts this inning out by sending Guevara back to the dugout for his second strikeout of the day.
Well, Daniel Levitch showing that fastball away. And I know people will sit at home and watch it go, well, why would he swing at that pitch so far off the plate? Well, that ball starts on the edge of the outer half of the plate. You got 2 strikes, so you're already aggressive. And that 2-seamer is elevated, just keeps running away from him, and he couldn't stop the barrel.
5th strikeout for Daniel Levitch. First pitch undercut. Back our way, not quite. If it lands on this deck, I'm going down to get it.
I don't think so. I'm not buying that one. Well, first of all, I'm not going to allow you. I'm going to grab you because that means I go to play-by-play, and then it's all going to go.
Guys out in the outfield,
it's all going downhill after
catch.
that. Let me just tell you right now.
Yeah, I want to grab a ball. I got to bring one home for my son.
Yeah,
we were talking
you can
prior.
do that. I'll go get you one after the game, and I'll hand it to you.
All right. Chase Fralick. Those 2 pieces, I had mentioned it just at the end of the last inning, but Auburn has maybe two of their best players, pitching and offensively, defensively, that currently aren't playing.
Yeah, and that's tough to overcome. And look, we know that, Ali Shea is not playing today for Louisville too, and they've had a handful of, preseason injuries. But you take Rembert out from an offensive perspective and a defensive perspective at second base, and then, you take your #1 pitcher off anybody's staff, and it really makes it a challenge, and it makes it tough on you. What does it mean about Auburn for them to be 5-1 with an opportunity to maybe go out of here 6-1? It means you're developing depth. It means that you got some other guys that are looking for their opportunity, and it talks about your recruiting, your depth of your team, and a lot of things. And then when you get them back, provided everybody you're playing right now is healthy, and you got a stronger team.
It's exactly what Coach Thompson had told us with those injuries. He said filling in the gaps with guys make for a stronger team in the long run. We saw Jake Marciano go out as the Friday night starter, the lefty be dynamite in their victory against a good NCAA team from last year in Kansas State. What they're missing in Rembert last year, first team freshman All-American, D1 baseball, the baseball writers. He was second team freshman All-American, second team All-SEC, SEC All-Freshman team.
I mean, you're naming off accolades other people don't get, so that tells you what they're missing. I mean, that's a huge piece of the puzzle.
This ball, a charge put into by Fralick, but easy work in right field by Campbell.
I thought yesterday's game too, it was getting dicey after they fought back, and they fought back the whole game, and then they get a tremendous start from Sanders after the first inning, but they battle back and go ahead, and their bullpen was unreal. Then Hetzler comes into a jam, works out of it, and it looks like he's got ice water in his veins out there. Didn't crack a smile, didn't do anything. He was just out there just stone-faced getting after it.
Brandon McCrain. Auburn tie is 7 straight wins here at Globe Life, so something about playing this ballpark that they like. Last night, it was Sanders, as you mentioned, came out, surrendered 4 runs in the first inning, but didn't allow a hit the rest of his 4 innings pitched. Then Hexler gets his first save of the year. It was Bristol Carter and Brandon McCrane that led the way with 3 hits each. They were very resilient.
The number of swinging misses, his breaking ball last night was unbelievable. I haven't seen that often where he just kept throwing, that breaker in there, and then he started throwing a slower breaker as the game went on to get him even more out front. But it was a lot of swing miss that he created last night.
Mentioned McCrane helped lead the way offensively with his 3 hits. And you're the coach. So what that then would do is with their starter today and what we've seen, Sanders, if they were to be healthy with Graves, he would traditionally be the guy that would be getting the ball in a start like today. So you talk about developing depth and what the pitching staff can look like. It looks like Auburn's going to have a really good pitching staff.
It looks like it. I mean, obviously you got to stay healthy the rest of the time, and that's always a challenge for everybody. And look, I saw a lot of preseason injuries come across D1 baseball, and their report talking about different programs losing different guys, and it's unfortunate because you build up, you work so hard to get to this, and for the season, and well, injuries are always a huge impact, particularly when it's on the mound.
McCrane rips one left center, going back just short of the track, but extra bases. He's looking at 3, will stop at 2, a 2-out double. McCrane continues an excellent weekend here in Texas.
This is a big-time swing. This ball is down and in. Look out, that ball's rolling in on him. He's able to get the barrel underneath that ball, flush to it, to the baseball, and drive that breaker out to left center. That is a tremendous at-bat from McCrane, who is continuing on this weekend.
Maybe taking out some of that frustration from how the first at-bat ended?
Man, maybe so, but let me tell you something. That is a big league at-bat and a big league swing on a tough pitch.
He was called out looking as Bub Terrell aggressive right on the first one. Will they send McCrane? He was about 5 steps towards and then held up. And it looked like rightfully so as a good throw from Wright and Campbell. But Terrell aggressive, and runners will be on the corners with 2 outs for Auburn.
Yeah, he hit it too hard. And that's about 1 hop line drive to the right field, and they did. They had to hold him up. It's not that McCrane can't run. That ball was elevated, fastball. Bub Terrell rips this to right field, and Campbell closes on it. And you're right. If he'd have gone, he'd have been thrown out at the plate.
Ethan Bingaman walked in his first at bat.
It makes you think a little bit. Could McCrane have stretched that out to third base on his base hit because the center fielder bobbled it? And had he gotten to third, it would have been an RBI base hit by Terrell. But you don't want to make the third out at third base. And when he got around the bag, he thought that, God fielded it. Hey, let's play it safe. I'm in scoring position. Didn't realize Terrell was going to smash a ball to 1 hopper to the right fielder.
Daniel Levitz back with a strike, trying to get out of this inning. Auburn has had opportunity. 2 for 7 with runners on. What can Bingaman do, or can Daniel Levitz shut the door? Runner going, and now the throw to second. Trying to get the tag. And sliding between, looking down at home.
Now he's safe at home. It was bang, bang, too.
McCrane crossed in time before Terrell was thrown out, so they sent Terrell. The throw from Baker, but it will plate 1 more run. 2-0 it stands.
Woodcraft and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking, creating a long-lasting relationship with open and quick communication. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry, because you're more than a customer. We're more than a bank, and together we'll work to help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, the support you need to reach your business goals faster. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
Every at-bat.
That one is gone!
Every pitch.
Got him swinging!
Every angle.
He will score, and the Rangers are in front!
From pregame to postgame. From the truck to the booth.
I hope you're fired up at home, sitting on the couch watching your favorite baseball team.
It all starts here. Rangers Sports Network, the official home of Rangers baseball.
The Rangers Foundation is really proud to support our community where they need us and when they need us. Crowds are bigger each year, and we're able to bring our donors in, and with the silent and live auction, we've raised almost $9 million to give back to our community.
Every year I come and support our organization. That's what we do best, helping the community.
Whatever, but yeah, go ahead. I mean,
so the run did score. It was a double steal. Bub Terrell was out, but crashing down to home was McCrane, and McCrane did cross in time to make it 2-0.
Yeah, what you don't see in that frame, and you see the home plate umpire pointing at home plate, assuring them that he touched home plate before the tag was applied right there. So the foot touched home plate, I mean, just before the tag, and it was close, but it was the right call. But it was a double steal. You know, Auburn is saying, hey, look, we got to get one of these runners in. So we've had a bunch of guys on scoring position, weren't able to. They go to an offensive play, and they're able to execute it.
Yeah, it looked like a nice job by Bub Terrell on the base pass as well.
You got to stay away from the tag.
We can ask Coach about it. Butch Thompson joining us right now, Auburn Tigers head coach. Coach, take us through the situation there and what you wanted, what you saw execution-wise.
Yeah, tough lefty, and we're having trouble figuring him out, and we've cost ourselves. We got the leadoff man on, here. Especially the first two innings. I don't think we did that inning. But you got first, third, 2 outs, and that's a steal and stop. So Bub did exactly what he was supposed to. He stopped right there in the middle. Louisville did an amazing job, because if that first baseman stays at the base, it's an easy run. But they defended it properly. The first baseman's right there and trailed. So it's catch tag. And we were yelling at our third base runner a little bit, McCrane, because he was 5th gear running and then kind of went to 4th gear there, crossing the plate. And it sounds like you guys had a really close play there. And he's got to break the tape. Whenever you're 2 outs running to home, you've got to continue through the base as hard as you possibly can, because the video is better than ever. But both sides did it good. Out of respect, we're just trying to grab a run from getting thrown out to third with 1 out and having the 8-second violation on the hitter not being in the box. And we've had some base runners here to only get 2 runs, but we've kind of scratched and clawed.
Coach, tell us about what you think about Petrovic so far. I mean, I know it's early in the game. Tell us a little bit about him and what you've seen today.
Well, it's been enough strikes. I think he's missed a little bit arm side in the first inning there to some lefties, but I think it's gotten a little bit better. We got 3 fly balls. Maybe in this ballpark that holds up. That's only their first at bat. I hope they don't turn into more. But I feel like there's presence to control the running game. There's some belief that there's enough strikes that the stuff holds up as we keep flipping the lineup. That's our goal. We got a lefty here with plus ride on the fastball that we're trying to get to the top of. That's a challenge. The breaking ball has been real. He's landing enough of them. Trying to keep us from getting caught in between pitches. An example, I guess Guevara's hitting or shortstop's hitting in the 2-hole. The lefty's got him out the exact same way twice. Those are some things that we have to limit to keep trying to put this thing together. And I don't apologize for us trying to create a little action. If our fans have been watching us play a little bit of offense here, at least we're being proactive, and we've got to figure out how to make the plays a little bit better. But we're trying to create. We're trying to kick the anthill to create some offense, and hopefully, again, we had runners in score position here, and there's been, the inability to put the ball in play here that hopefully comes for us soon. And like the last double McCrane just hit there. That was with 2 outs and nobody on. You know, we're going to have 1 or 2 of those in a big moment with some runners on, and it's going to help us move forward offensively.
Well, Coach, I know you recognize McCrane's at bat. That was a tough slider in on him and down, and he went down there and got it, got the barrel flush to it, and drove it out the left center. And the guy's had a good, weekend as well. Coach, you're 7-0 coming to this play so far, in meaning Globe Life and your guys' success here. Tell us about what it means here for you guys and why you choose to come here to this tournament.
Yeah, I keep saying it over and over because we've interviewed and talked so much, but, Bristol Carter solidified in our leadoff. A guy played great 2 days. Having what we think is arguably a first-rounder, Chris Rembert, being out this weekend, and a Brandon McCrane stepping in and finding himself. We find our team. We find a little bit of identity here where we're maybe pushing the envelope a little bit offensively. And if you can ever win a game out here, you're doing it against somebody that, we got a success from yesterday of getting beat up and punching back and beating a storied program. Today, a World Series team from last year, we're getting to compete against those guys. So whenever we learn a lesson or find something out here in Arlington, it seems to stick a little bit more because of the competition of the coaches and the players that make out the field each and every week.
Well, Coach, you've been incredibly insightful and very gracious with your time, so thank you so much for joining us all across the course of the weekend. Best of luck rest of the game, rest of the way this season.
Congrats, USA Hockey. Thank you, guys.
There you go.
There you go.
All right, War Eagle.
Gold medal winning in overtime. We had it on up here. They started playing music all throughout. Ballpark, Team USA, victorious over Canada. They were locked in.
Yeah.
How about that? So much to pick apart through that interview, and so much insight from Coach.
And look, let me tell you what, you don't survive, and I use the word survive. You don't survive in the SEC for 25 years unless you're really good. And Coach Thompson has survived he has flourished for 25 years as an assistant coach and as a head coach, and there's a reason for it. And you just got a particle of it in that conversation of just how knowledgeable that man is about the game of baseball and players.
11 seasons at Auburn as he watches a ball fly out, as we do, to left field. And Bub Terrell, who did a great job on the base pass to help Auburn get their second run, a 1-2-3 inning for Petrovic. They were snooping while we were watching hockey. Let's see.
Possible Missions and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking by sharing the same values both in the office and out in the community. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry, because you're more than a customer. We're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, by being a true community partner. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
There's a big deal going on at Whataburger, like the new Big Ranch Wrap, a crispy chicken strip, buttermilk ranch, cheese, and fresh veggies in a warm tortilla. Or go bigger with 5 premium Whata chicken bites. Or go bigger than big with our Bacon Cheese Whataburger Jr. with fresh 100% beef and melty cheese. Make it even bigger with fries and a drink for a little more. Now that's a big deal. The Whata Deal, now at What a Burger. Download the app.
Every shot starts with belief. Something extraordinary can happen. Shriners Children's provides hope, healing, and the chance to dream big. They never allow the ability to pay to compromise the care children receive. Shriners Children's empowers the extraordinary, and you can too. Join me in supporting this life-changing cause and help provide the most amazing care anywhere.
Yet another phenomenal weekend here in Arlington, Texas, Globe Life Field, home of the Texas Rangers, joined by Jared Schramm, Senior VP at Rev. You guys are the hosts. This place is awesome. These events are awesome. We love being here every weekend. First off, thank you. But what does this mean to you guys to host us, host all these great teams, all these great fans?
Yeah, well, we love having you. You guys know we love college baseball. This is our 6th year doing it, and we're continuing to grow the sport a little bit. Obviously, we had our tournaments here, but we expanded, and we're in Surprise, we're in Cleburne, and next year, hopefully, we add a few others.
Well, let me just say this, and he said thank you, and TD did for what you guys have done. I've been around college baseball and a part of it for 30-some-odd years, and it's more than a thank you. You guys have made an impact on college baseball, and in my opinion, I know your love for it too, being a former college baseball player and coming from a baseball family, your dad a big leaguer in himself, but what you guys have done here, I'm so grateful, and the fans are. Are you kidding me? 60,000 people rolled through the doors last weekend, right? Tell us a little bit about that.
It was an electric weekend last weekend, no doubt. Quality baseball, we love it. We're passionate about it, obviously, from the top down, and love having you guys here, and obviously so much so that we're doing 3 weekends now. So, a few years back, it was just opening weekend, and we've continued to add to it and continue to find ways to do that.
That ball hit hard out to right field, and that will start the inning off. Coach Butch Thompson for Auburn said, hey, we need to push these guys across. Well, Bingaman did it himself, leaving the yard. What's with the home run hitting here? These college guys are coming in hitting bombs.
These guys are talented.
Yeah, they're physical. They really are. I mean, the strength conditioning part of what each of these programs represent. We get another look at this. Fastball elevated away. He went up there looking for something away. When you can get your body in behind that swing like that, trying to address the ball to right field, and you've got this kind of talent and power, get an opportunity to plate yourself with a home run.
Bingaman gets to make the most of getting to step back into the batter's box after the last inning ended on the base pass. Tell us how this comes together. What does the timeline look like? Are you guys already planning for next year at this point?
Oh yeah, I mean, this is the way that these teams schedule now. We're a few years out, so these guys have been incredible partners, all the universities, in helping us schedule. And so we're booking 2030, 2031 at this point.
You got a waiting list.
Yeah,
it's like a club. You got to get in.
We're very fortunate that there's buy-in from the universities and they want to be here. It's made it really fun and a fun process to kind of put these tournaments together and see who's coming and what the matchups are going to be.
Let's talk about another one of the coolest parts as well, the benefit going to Shriners. We saw last weekend with Shriners, but all the money that comes in that's donated. We've seen the leaderboard tracker. How cool is it that you guys do that as well?
It's such a cool tie. Last weekend was amazing. I think it was the best weekend we've had since our partnership with Shriners in terms of donations.
Was there a final figure?
I think it was around 112,000 just off weekend one.
And did Arkansas win?
I don't remember who the winner was, but
we're not talking about just the beer sales either here now.
Yeah, they won that for sure.
This was just donations. If you didn't watch last week, as you see the QR code on your screen, if you donate for your team over $100, it goes into a donation tracker, and there's a team that will take the crown. Last week, in center field, the scoreboard had the donation tracker, and it was the Arkansas Razorback fans who travel so well, who were in the building, that were leading the way with their donation. So I think they had a healthy lead when I left on Saturday to wrap it up. But where did that partnership come along, and how have you guys continued to foster that? We've seen special ambassadors come up. We've seen first pitch thrown out. So many cool wrinkles and experiences you get to give.
Yeah, well, the partnership started a few years ago, and again, they've just been tremendous partners, and for us to obviously have them as a title sponsor for weekend one, but still have weekend two and weekend three, with an opportunity to help continue to drive the donations. It's been really cool, and they're tremendous people, and what they do is unbelievable. So we're happy to be a small part of it.
Yeah, I'm going to talk from an old coach's perspective, and it played in a lot of tournaments when I was coaching, and you go to a lot of professional ballparks, minor league and or big league ballparks, and it was not always the most accommodating, because they were like, hey, don't step on this, because they're getting ready for their seasons, right? Rightfully so, but hey, you can't do this. No, we can't. The timing of this, all those things, and quite the opposite here. And it is a narrative that all of the coaches have spoken about and talked about and preached back about what you guys do for them, allowing them accommodating cages, accommodating practice times, accommodating anything that they need to keep their progress moving forward to make their experience and their player experience better here. And that is a huge impact on these coaches, and probably a little bit of reason why they like to come back.
Yeah, I mean, these are first-class universities and baseball programs, and so they have tremendous facilities back home, and so we know that they're going to treat everything with respect and be professionals while they're here, and so it's our job to let them do that and come out and get ready to play. And again, we just appreciate them making the trip down here and playing the competition, because we know they have plenty of options when it comes to scheduling, and so we just want them to have a great experience. And we spend a lot of time, post-tournament talking to coaches, finding out what they liked, what they didn't like. And to your point, one thing they've mentioned is the way that they're treated here. And so we just want to continue that momentum and make sure that their experience is better every year.
I got to say this. This is a question to you, a personal question, all right?
Okay.
We all grew up, because you grew up in a big league home, and I grew up in a baseball family and world, and we all wanted to play professional baseball. That would have been our dream job. You probably have landed in on your dream job right now. Senior Vice President of Rev Sports. You get to watch baseball, put up entertainment. How cool is this that you get to do what you're doing right now?
It is no doubt a dream job. And these 3 weekends of college baseball are something I circle on the calendar every year. We get to do a lot of really cool things, but to your point, like my ties to baseball and having the opportunity to sit here and mix it up with these coaches and watch the talent on the field is really special and something I don't take lightly. I really appreciate it. So, but yes, dream job, no doubt.
Well, Jared, thank you for the time. Thank you for hosting us. We look forward to being here the rest of these weekends and years further on. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
New pitcher when we come back. So Wyatt, Daniel Levitch will sit down. We heard from Coach Thompson and how they were trying to attack him. 3 innings, 3 earned runs, 6 hits, 5 strikeouts. What'd you see from Wyatt? It's good to build on. Where can he improve?
Yeah, I mean, command, I think, would be a piece of it. I mean, some of his misses were bigger than what he's used to, but it's just one of those things. He's facing a great Auburn team. And look, a couple of times, TD, like he was going to get out of it each time, but he was pitching on the ropes, and then at some point as a coach, you're like, all right, you know what, let's go to the pen. Doesn't have his best stuff today. He will next time or the time after, but let's get him out of there and let's get to our pen.
Coming out of the pen, Jake Schweitzer. Sophomore righty from Louisville, Kentucky, prepped at Trinity High School. So after the home run from Bingaman, this one with a chance heading up the left field line, tailing just foul. Caden Combs, who had the RBI single, first career hit. Pumped up once he got on first base. That's right where his teammate Lucas Steele stands. That ball getting well past behind the catcher Baker, as Steele will make easy work going over to second.
Yeah, that ball got underneath him. It was late shifting over, maybe just a little bit. maybe a little late getting his glove down in time. It's a ball he historically blocks. I mean, that's part of that catching position. That young man's a great catcher, too. You're seeing two different arms, and sometimes maybe it takes a little bit to get used to the right hand as opposed to left-handed.
In play to third, checking the runner, beaming it over to first, hot to Davis to get the out in Combs. One down.
Well, he was trying to shove the ball to the right side, and Schweitzer does a good job of running the ball in on him, and he pulls the ball over to third base. You know, obviously with nobody out, runner on second base, you want to try to fight the ball over to the right side and move him over. It's a good job of pitching is what that is. Pretty good looking curveball or slider. Back in the day, they used to call it a slurve, which is probably what it is at 80 miles an hour. It's got good depth and late break to it.
Schweitzer last year, 25 appearances as a freshman, 4-3 record, 3 saves. Did lead the Cardinals with a 2.34 ERA across his 42 and a third innings pitched. Opponents hit 200. Had 23 strikeouts. As Clay was struck out in his first at-bat by the starting pitcher, Daniel Levitz.
Well, you just answered the question probably even more about why they went to the pen. You just read off his stats. I mean, those are really great stats. And he hadn't been used yet, and so you don't want to leave him in the bullpen when you could have gotten to him with a game on, you know, maybe your starter doesn't have his best stuff, so get him in the game. That's exactly what they did.
Two count. Clay still looking for that hit. Over to third, checking the runner again. Hot. Relaying to Davis one more time for out number 2.
Well, same thing. Sliders away, fastballs away, and then he runs that two-seamer, which is a 92, 93 mile an hour two-seam, runs back into the right-handed hitting Clay. And I'm sure Hott understands that when he goes out there and when Schweitzer's on the mound, he's going to get some action with that fastball.
Auburn Tigers head coach Butch Thompson rang the praises of Bristol Carter at the top of the lineup and what they've got from him this weekend. Big reason why they've been able to notch off 2 victories, make it 7 straight here at Globe Life. So, sure, Coach Thompson, the Auburn Athletic Department, keeping Jared Schramm and the rest of the Rev group on speed dial to say, hey, anytime you need to team up here,
yeah, right,
we are more than happy to come play.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, as a former head coach myself, I'd keep them on speed dial, period. Because if I had a chance to come play in this tournament once a year, once every other year, with the competition and everything that goes along, the experience and everything that goes along with it, I'd do the same thing. And what a lot of people don't know is they let a lot of teams come in here and play on Tuesday and Wednesdays as well.
Great way to tune up the facility for coming big league action and for these college programs, college players. Yeah, you see it in the eyes of the players. I saw Auburn coming in to the stadium on Friday, and it's a little bigger in here than places
spacious
used to be. And hey, you're in a big league ballpark. You had talked with Jared about having big league dreams, coming into a big league park, trying to put those together. Big league pitch there from Schweitzer to get the out, coming in, retiring 3. Auburn, though, leading 3-0.
Bowman Engineering and Consulting and their dedicated Amegy business banker worked together to put the us in business banking, which included the occasional lunch meeting. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry, because you're more than a customer, we're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, planning sessions whenever you need them. Here we collaborate. Here you grow. Naylor Industries and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking, focusing on their business needs with lightning speed. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry, because you're more than a customer, we're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, a banking partner who is just as invested in your growth as you are. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
Tyler Denning, Ty Harrington here, day number 3 on Flow College, bringing you all sorts of great college baseball action here in week number 2. Lots of great people helping us bring you all this action. Long days, long hours. Big thank you to everybody in our truck, everybody in our crew that's been working so hard to keep us on the air and bring all the action to y'all so you can enjoy it at home. Great competition, great games that we've seen, great weather, perfect weather, both outside and inside this weekend.
Well, I was referring to 72 and sunny.
Absolutely.
And no wind in here. Now, I'll say this, the announcer's box up here gets a little chilly every once in a while, but we're a little bit different altitude, but it is a beautiful inside here. The atmosphere, the noise, and you know, like we've talked about probably too many times now, the coaches love the idea. They know they're going to play in here. They know they're going to get an opportunity early in the year because it is closed in, and the playing surface is unreal. Every 3 innings, they have a ground crew go out there and drag the field by hand, pulling those big brooms behind them. And as an infielder, you're loving that. Ain't many spike marks in there are going to knock the ball a different direction.
Louisville to the plate here in the bottom of 4, trying to find some offensive light. Just 1 hit prior to that single to begin things for Campbell. First time they have had the leadoff hitter on.
It's a really nice piece of hitting. It was a slider, and he started out sitting in fastball mode, strided out, kept his hands back long enough, and was able to drive that ball back through the middle.
Take Davis. Swings at the first pitch. This one's got a chance. Headed back. There's a souvenir into the Auburn bullpen. Offensive life, a 2-run home run for Davis.
And just like that, that's what a homer does. We're going to get a good look at this opposite field home run, showing off his bat leverage, bat speed, power, ball. And this ball's about outer half of the plate. Look at that swing. You know how good you hit something or know how much power you got when you hit a ball the other way and you know it's out of here. It's an impressive swing by that young man.
Breathes life into this Cardinals team. Make it a 3-2 contest. Davis with the team-leading 3rd home run of the season. Got ourselves a ball game now.
He's just one of those hitters that he's got that buggy whip in his barrel. And when he leverages it out, I mean, he gets full extension on the ball away from him. And when he lands on it like that, obviously he's going to hit a long ways, and he just showed off his power.
Heisel will sit down. So Petrovic coming back with a strikeout.
You got to have a short memory when you're a pitcher, right? I mean, a guy just hit a homer, a 2-run homer. And you give up a single and a home run. You come back, you got to regather yourself, move the next guy, and he comes up with a strikeout from Heisel.
Elam trying to leg it out, laying down the butt, and is out.
Now that's a nice play. Steele's got to come out from behind home plate, call off the pitcher, but there was a thin line between the runner and him where he fielded his ball because it was on the line, so he didn't have a whole lot of throwing space to get it to the first baseman. Even though there's double bags between the white and the green bag for the runner, he has a right to the line. That's a very athletic and an accurate throw by Steele.
Griffin Crane. Singled first time at the plate. Go back to Davis. He was tied for the ACC lead with 18 homers in the regular season last year in his first year of collegiate baseball, and it is his 2-run shot deep to left center that makes this a 1-run contest. Good one brewing here. Number 9 Auburn, number 15 Louisville. Ty Reason, the bat of Davis.
Tell you what, it is a beautiful swing. Ball out over the plate. Get a look at it. He back legs it, knows it. One of the deepest parts of the park. Celebration with a helmet on. Home run.
Woodcraft and their dedicated Amity business banker work together to put the us in business banking, creating a long-lasting relationship with open and quick communication. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amity business banker with banking experience in your industry, because you're more than a customer. We're more than a bank, and together we'll work to help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, the support you need to reach your business goals faster. Here we collaborate. Here you grow. Possible Missions and their dedicated Amity business banker work together to put the us in business banking by sharing the same values both in the office and out in the community. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amity business banker with banking experience in your industry, because you're more than a customer. We're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, by being a true community partner. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
So Tate Davis, deep fly, makes it a 3-2 ball game. Top of 5 here at Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. What a beautiful area too. So much to do in this space. Cowboy Stadium not too far down. Butch Davis did not coach there in his time. That was across town.
Yep.
The old Texas Stadium, but the old Rangers Stadium just across the way. There's hotels, Texas Live, restaurants, really all-encompassing sports complex in which people can come down and have a good time. So if you folks at home are watching and you know your alma mater, the team that you cheer for, or you're just a baseball fan is playing up here in Arlington, I highly recommend you come down and come take it in for the weekend.
Yeah, they've got a Grand Prix coming up too.
Middle of March.
Yeah.
Yeah, IndyCar will be here. They're getting set up. You see all the barriers, all the fences going in for the area. The grandstand is right out in front of the Cowboys Stadium.
Last weekend they had a monster truck event next door at the football stadium. And so
this week there's motocross.
Yeah.
I saw some folks at the hotel were talking about being here for that. There's weddings. There's all sorts of things going on. Let's see what Schweitzer has out on the mound as he gets to come in and not worry about base runners or score. And now that it's just a one-run contest, Ty kind of changes the complexion of he's coming out here and almost starting the game.
Yeah, he's got it going on right now with that slider fastball. You can see right there that thing is, it's got some roughness to it. That arm action is quick. Of a different arm action, what they'd seen obviously from the left-handers. You get a look, it's kind of a 3/4 arm swing, slider away, just continues to run away from him, but it is kind of a herky-jerky motion, makes it a little bit tougher on the hitter's timing.
Yeah, this Cardinals team last year 42-24, 15-15 in ACC play. They go to the Nashville Regional. They upset Vanderbilt, but play Wright State. Win 6-0 in the regional championship. Hosted the Super Regional against their ACC foe, Miami. It goes 8-1, 9-6, so winner take all, 3-2. That goes in favor of Louisville. In Omaha, they start with a 4-3 loss to Oregon State, but then bounce back with a win 8-3 over Arizona, win 7-6 over Oregon State, and then lose 11-3 to eventual runner-up Coastal Carolina. But they were right there. This Louisville program has been built from the ground up. For Coach McDonald across his years, as you rang high praise to him.
It's real.
We were talking, but that's exactly what he's done. And this team picked to finish 4th in the ACC. We've talked a lot about the SEC, but Coach told us about how the SEC measuring stick and awfully close they are. And the ACC, you look at the NCAA tournament field last year, ACC had plenty of teams to go along with a lot of SEC teams as well. But this one came on the air, we talked about it. Feels like a super regional, feels like an Omaha type matchup.
It might be. You know, the future's going to dictate that as it rolls down the season, but the ball's hit well to left center field. It's going to get in
right around that same spot that Davis left the yard, and Freilich gives another run to his team with the solo shot.
That's a little bit, whatever you can do, I can do better. I mean, Davis has had a little more height to it. This is a line drive. I thought it was in the gap. A slider looked like it backed up on the outer half of the plate, and he just unloads on this baseball, and it just smashes the wall as it goes over the top of the fence. Watch it hit that wall. That is a bullet to left center field for a home run for Freilich.
Fans out there didn't know if they'd have a play. I was with you. I didn't know if it was going to bounce off the outfield wall and stay in, but no, Freilich left, no doubt about that. Makes it a 4-2 contest.
I wouldn't have stuck my hand down there hanging off the rail trying to catch that thing, because it was a bullet.
Second home run of the season for Freilich. So after striking out and flying out, leaves no doubt about that one. This one on the ground. Elam taking over at that shortstop position, flashing a little bit of his ability.
Well, you asked at the beginning, of, trying to take over for Alicea what this was going to look like. And Elam, a former shortstop, I think player of the year in Kentucky as it was a year ago. But this is a tremendous play. He's got to charge the ball hard and come after it one-handed, and does, and makes an off-balance throw to first base, and he makes it look easy. I didn't look up in time to see what the exit velo was and all the data we've got in this ballpark, because it gives us exit velocity, exit angle, distance, all the above. The distance, I got a pretty good idea what it looked like, but I'm going to go ahead and say it was triple digits, because that thing was moving when it left his bat. There's a lot of adjectives that baseball players can use when the ball's hit that hard, and some you can say on air and some you can't. But I can promise you, well, it's the old school way. The cover of the ball was knocked off of that one, and that was the old school one. It's elevated to different ones nowadays, but sitting in that dugout, you'll learn a lot.
He hit it really hard.
Yes, he did.
How about what you're seeing from Schweitzer?
No, it's good stuff. I mean, he made a mistake. I'm not sure it's a mistake as much as you had a great hitter who took a pitch he could get to. Sometimes mistakes are relevant only to the type of hitter you throw it to, but you got a guy like, Frelick, who stood in there, and it appeared to be a backup slider.
This one goes right back into the glove of Schweitzer for the third out, but Frelick's second home run of the season. And Auburn moves their lead to 4-2 off the solo bomb from their first baseman. Come on back, we got a good one going here. 2 top 15 teams. Four-2 contest, bottom of the fifth inning. Talk missing pieces for Auburn, but Louisville missing a big one as well. Zion Rose, their starting left fielder, is ripped in by Byram Hott, but Rose was named preseason All-American, member of the USA Collegiate National Team, All-ACC first teamer last year, started all 66 games in left field 53, 13 at DH, had a .310 average, 16 doubles, 3 triples, 13 home runs. He was the leader in runs batted in for Louisville. So Ty, that's a very significant piece you see there. Missing in Zion Rose is the runner going, speeding down to second. No problem for Byram Hott. This ball careens into the outfield. Leadoff man on.
Yeah, two things real quick. That's a great job of running the bases. He got a tremendous jump on the pitch. I say that now, and it almost looked like it was a hit and run the way he swung at that breaker down below him. But either way, getting to second base, even though they're down 2 and chasing 2, they're able to keep their offense and keep running their offense. As you see there, they go either hit and run or steal on the pitch before. Now they go to a bunt, trying to get him to third base with less than 2 outs. But going back to Rose, yes, when you're missing one of your best players, it's a challenge. Think about when you go back and you look, I think it was 13 homers, 67 some odd RBIs, whatever it was. And when you don't have that in your lineup and you're able to add it and you can survive and flourish while you don't have that player, think about what that's going to look like when you do get him back. come up with a strikeout there to get a huge first out now with a runner still at second base.
Checking on Hot.
I mean, is there a more appropriate name to play third base, last name than Hot?
Nope.
Play the hot corner. I mean, I guess if your name was Brooks Robinson, but maybe that's a good picture of Petrovic's fastball when he throws that two-seamer that just goes from left to right, starts on the inner half of the plate, and just keeps crawling in on your hands if you're a right-handed hitter. And does it again. Did the first pitch, did the second pitch. It's hard to recognize because it starts like an inside fastball that might be a strike, and it just keeps running in on you. And all you end up doing is fighting it off.
Martin grounded out to the right side, checking with Petrovic. On Hot. Louisville, as of now, 1 for 3 with runners on, 0 for 1 with runners in scoring position. Shooting this one out to right field. Runner will tag up after the grab from Bingaman. Hot over to third. Martin out, the second of the inning.
Slider away that was elevated, which allowed him to get the ball into the air out to right field. He'd gotten after him with those fastballs in, and then that opens the door for you, TD, to go to that slider away, because those hitters are trying to protect inside. They know he can shove it in there, so it's hard to get that barrel in there to get it flush, to hit it hard. And that certainly opens the door away with that slider.
Lucas Moore, top of the order, third time at the plate, has flown out. Both at bats.
You know, if you look around this ballpark, and I was watching that foul ball, and I've been in this park several times now, they do such an incredible job at designing these ballparks for every fan and every seat is looking out over the field, and everybody's got a great view of what's going on. Some might be higher than others, obviously, but if you look at that, I mean, it is right. You're right on top of the field, and you can hear it. I mean, you can see. And it just, I know they pay a lot of money for these guys to design these things and engineer it, but the ball's
ripped.
But foul.
What's interesting about this park, so many turns and bends, and I say that in a positive way, of they have, I can count like 6 or 7 different sections that are looking towards the field in different ways, and it really just feels like maximization of space.
100%.
Far cry from a long time ago. It was just a big bowl.
They went back. Remember, they just made everything go straight back.
Yeah.
And these go back up, and
that ball going right back up the middle into the glove of McCrane. A hot shot off the bat of Moore for the third out. So Louisville leaves one on base in scoring position. They trail 4-2. Top 6 when we come back.
Rope them little doggies. See who does it first.
We were just singing the praises of Globe Life Field, how cool this ballpark is with the glass, with the natural light. But Auburn feeling pretty dang comfortable here at Globe Life. Third trip to Arlington in the last 5 seasons. They've won 7 straight. They've only lost here once. Ranked wins over Oregon State, Texas Tech, Florida State. That Florida State victory coming yesterday, in which they scored 7 unanswered. But Butch Thompson and his team, he told us they enjoy playing here. They also enjoy getting the result.
I'm going to tell you right now, he looks incredibly relaxed, right? There's a lot going through that guy's mind right now. He's not sitting on those porch on a Sunday morning drinking coffee in that stance right there sitting. I mean, there's a lot going through that great baseball mind. And in particular, when you're trying to, hold on to a lead against a really, really good Louisville team. And when you get these moments now from the 6th on, how do you add on? How do you get that offense to add on against Schweitzer, who's a really good pitcher?
Well, Bingaman was the one that added on in the 4th with the home run.
I will say, between Coach Thompson and Coach McDonald, both these guys have been through so many games. They're comfortable in the dugout. They have a comfort level. They have a great pace amongst themselves. Coach McDonald always seems to have his comfort towel around his neck, and
grounded over to second for the first out in the play from Martin to Davis.
Yeah, that's a 2-seamer. He gets in on top of those right-handed hitters. But some coaches have a hard time getting comfortable in the dugout. They do. They pace. Well, when you're pacing, your players recognize that anxiousness, and they feel it too. And then these guys are coaches today really confident about their positioning in the dugout, what they're telling their players. They don't get over-emotional about it. They might get over-emotional with an umpire occasionally, but not with their players. And you can see he got his towel around his neck. That whole time as he's in this comfortable position, that brain is going 100 miles an hour about what's happening, positioning his defense, in his mind taking notes about what has happened as that ball smashed out to right field.
Campbell there to make the grab, though. Perfectly played. To your point, both coaches spending nearly the entirety of the half inning talking with us, and Coach Thompson just kept going on, giving us insight, showing us into that brain and how it works. Same with Coach McDonald, and going through, hey, how they're diagnosing situations, what they're looking at, what they're watching, players doing this. There's a million different variables they're taking into account, and just the immaculate baseball minds for these two uber successful, tenured coaches at these respected and respective programs.
Well, if you ever wanted a group of people to go figure out how to steal the enemy's signs or how to make sure you pay attention to everything that ever moves, hire a bunch of baseball coaches, because I promise you, you watch them both looking out into the field, they can tell you anything that ever moved in this ballpark, whether it was in the rafters or whether it was their shortstop. And it's an amazing sight that you've got, because you are so laser focused on not just one thing, all things, the game itself, and then also trying to keep that white baseball in your mind the whole time too, and all the personnel.
Combs in the dirt, bounces off to the shortstop, Elam. Relaying the throw to Davis. 1-2-3. Schweitzer doing his job, giving his team a shot. Down 2. Plenty to go. Bottom of 6. Louisville to the plate. We come back. What a weekend it's been for the Auburn starting pitchers. And make mention again, this is without the projected #1 starter, the lefty in Griffin Graves. It was Friday night that we saw Jake Marciano come in, 20 strikeouts, 1 earned run. That's across the course of his season. Friday night he threw 6 innings, but it was Marciano that gave way to Whalen, then Brewer. Then Ty, you were in the building last night for Sanders, who comes out and gets roughed up in the first, gives up 4 runs, but then does not surrender a hit for the remaining 4 innings he pitches. How about the Auburn pitching staff?
Unbelievable. I mean, yesterday I was so impressed. This ball shot to the right side for a ground ball base hit.
Campbell will begin things in the 6th.
It was impressive because he fell behind 4, and then he starts throwing 2 different breakers, and they just swung over the top of it the whole time and couldn't adjust to it. They couldn't get to the middle of the ball or the bottom of it, and yeah, and then they relieved so well. Johnston came in, threw the ball well. The next one came in and closed it out. So yeah, so far they have thrown the ball well, and that's, I think, Petrovic's 64th or 65th pitch this inning. I'm sorry, this game. This going to bring out the pitching coach. I don't know if this is going to be the end of the line for him, but it's maybe just a discussion more than anything else. But yes, overall, and you brought it up, they're doing this without their #1, their what was going to be their #1 guy going into the season.
With the team, mentioned lat strain for Graves. So there's the action in the bullpen for Auburn, but it feels as if they're going to have a pitching staff comprehensively that will be able to compete in the brutal schedule that they have in the SEC as well.
Well, this mound visit is about the guy who's coming to the plate. Tag Davis coming up, who went opposite field, big fly last time up with an impressive swing. So that was what the conversation was, is how they're going to approach him and what they want to try to do, and just reiterate to them where his hot zones are and the sequence of pitches.
Trying to check that swing up ahead. The bat out there is Davis. Plenty of strength to hold on and transfer it all back to the ball and put runners on the corners. Davis continues to power the offense and has given his team life in the bottom of 6.
Yeah, this is a check swing. He maximizes his barrel the last time. This is a check swing, but you can see the barrels flash. You saw a smile on his face too. He knew that ball was going to serve in over the shortstop's head in between the left fielder. And one of the other parts about this, Kyle Campbell recognized it was going to be down, and he went all the way to third base and never broke stride, and now we are going to see a pitching change.
Jax Heisel, the batter at the plate, who has not reached. And the starter for Auburn, and Alex Petrovic will give way to a reliever. Who will it be? I'll let you know. Runners on the corners. 2-run contest, no outs. Louisville got some offensive momentum. start for Alex Petrovic. 4 2/3, 2 earned runs, 6 hits, 5 strikeouts, as he will leave runners on the corners and pass the ball to Christian Chatterton, the righty, standing at 6 feet, sophomore from Lean, Alabama. 4-1 record last season, 4.47 ERA. He's thrown 3 innings this season, 6.00 ERA. Was third on the team with 60 strikeouts last year across his 52 1/3 innings pitched.
He's got a lot of experience under his belt. I mean, it's fastball, slider, curveball change. And it's got the old four-seamer's got some giddy up to it. You know, when you think of SEC big pitchers, you're thinking 6'4", 6'6", 6'7". Chatterton's not, but what it is, it's an electric arm. And when he's right and everything syncs up, fastball's good, slider, curveball as well.
He's the 148th overall prospect entering the 2024 MLB draft. Number 36 high schooler coming out. Perfect game had him as the 65th overall player in the class. Second right-handed pitcher in Alabama. So building on that, had 1 Freshman of the Week honor last year. He will deal with Jack Heisel, who's yet to reach base. Flew out to center, struck out looking his last time up. Tie this portion of the order 4-5-6 for Louisville. Just 1 hit so far. Great opportunity for the Cardinals to get right back in this game with no outs. Runners on the corners.
Well, you're right. You said yet. They have opportunities now, and then there'll be some other ones on down the road. But right now, you're sitting first, third, nobody out. You've got to get, as a hitter, get that runner in from third base for sure. Now, if there's less than 2, that's a third changeup he's used on Hissel. That'll be interesting to see if he can, what he'll try to get him to chase. And if you're Auburn, you would take a double play ball if you could get it right here and give up the run at third base. If you could grab 2 outs.
Look alive on the ricochet.
Change up fastball on that one, they fouled off. If he stays in sequence of what he's done so far, doesn't mean he's gonna. It wouldn't shock me to see him go back to that change up away that he got him to swing and miss on the 1-0 pitch.
Waits on that ball, drilled down the right field line, but foul.
Was that changeup, but this one was in the middle part of the plate. Wasn't diving away from him like the 1-0 changeup he swung and missed at. Chatterton's lucky this ball didn't stay fair, because it caught a little bit more plate than I think he wanted it to.
Chatterton ready. How does he attack? Heisel fouls it off the other way.
Well, they've gone change up fastball, change up fastball. Does he change the sequence now and double up?
Does he change it up?
Go to something different, or does he change it up? A lot of puns intended.
2-2 on, no outs. Does an out in front of that one. Swinging and missing, back-to-back strikeouts for Heisel. Taking second does Davis. So effective in that regard with 1 out.
Yeah, and Tad Davis does a good job on this. He goes to his breaker, right? He buries it in the dirt. He does get the swing and miss. Chatterton does, and the out. But Davis does a really good job of recognizing ball in dirt soon enough. A lot of base runners would have held in there, not gone to second base. Now the double play's out of order, and you've got him as the tying run at second base where a single can tie it up.
Can Elam do it? Into left. Terrell will wind up. Makes the throw, but No chance to get the runner as Campbell plated. Elam does the job with the sac fly.
Well, if you're Louisville, you had to, for sure, this half inning, get the runner in from third base. He's been over there with, started with nobody out, and you get an opportunity, one out where a fly ball does what it just did, and that's get him in from third. So you had to do that, and because of Davis's base running, he's still in scoring position. That a 2-out single or 2-out base hit, from Crane now, could tie this game up.
Crane out of that trio I mentioned, the 4-5-6. Lone player with a hit, Griffin Crane. And the 6th inning has been where Louisville has found their life offensively, and it was Griffin Crane in that 6th inning with 2 outs. Had the ground rule 2 RBI double. Slapped over into the bullpen in right center in their game on Friday against Nebraska that gave them Louisville a 3-2 lead. Take Davis, a solo shot in the bottom of 7, made it 4-2. This one a chance for Auburn to get out of the inning with their new pitcher in Chatterton. So after the leadoff man gets on with a single in Campbell, brought home to make it 4-3. Good one going here. Already a lot of cool memories happening here at Globe Life Field baseball-wise, but what a way to begin things for college baseball season. To be in this beautiful facility, welcome in, let me do my math. So 3 weekends, 6 teams. So we got 18 different fan bases across the course of the month of February that have the ability to come up here. It is 6 teams every weekend. That's why, 6 times 3 is not hard, but making sure that, yes, this is the picture that you can paint in this beautiful facility coming up here, and 6-year hosting, over 100 college games hosted in that span. The single-day attendance record, 22,384 in the game between Arkansas, whose fans no stranger to traveling up here, and TCU, pretty local here in the Metroplex area.
Well, you heard Jared Schramm talk about they love doing this. I mean, obviously it's a lot of different tools. I mean, it's a marketing tool. It's a winning tool for them. It's a partnership with Shriners. There's so, Amity Bank. There's so many things about this, but really these guys love college baseball. Sean Decker, who's the president of Rev, and a former baseball guy himself, and I mean, I'm probably not the person to ask about this. Depending on what people think, I think college baseball is at its best it's ever been, right? And I think people are recognizing now that it is a profitable revenue, generating opportunity.
Clay puts a charge into this, still looking for his first hit, won't get it into the glove of Moore. Go ahead.
And I just think that, because of their love, Rep Sports and the guys that are at the top of it, with Sean and Jared, they decided, hey, let's go make an impact on college baseball, and they have. And let's promote college baseball, and they're doing that. And now with the different streaming, Flow Sports, ESPN, all these different people, you turn on your TV on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's college baseball all over that you get to watch. And I think it's on the move. I really believe that with all my heart. And that's not just a bias in me of being around the sport for 40 years. It is on the move, and it is straight up and just getting better every day.
Bristol Carter, a guy that can move. They can get him on base. He will do so himself. Beautiful piece of hitting into left center. The speedster on with one out.
You said it, beautiful piece of hitting. He had to slide his hands up, ball was in on him. He had to slide his hands inside of it, and it was going to be tough because the ball kept boring in on him, but he was able to, got in on him, but he's strong enough, he caught enough of the barrel to get it out into left center field for a base hit.
You had spoken of the college baseball golden era, but it feels like listening to you, listening to other coaches, that we're now entering into this renaissance era for college baseball. The trickle down that we've seen with the talent, the level of talent has been elevated, trickle down in the sense of players that used to be feeding into the minor league systems, now with NIL, now with opportunity. Here at the college level, they're playing college ball.
No, 100%. It's the most mature this game has ever been, and the most talented. The draft is, professional baseball has cut their draft down. It's been a perfect storm of a lot of different events, and some of it has to do with professional baseball because of their cutting their draft down and cutting the number of minor league teams down. And then I think it's also a reflection on their part in the communication from the MLB that gets him on the elbow. That's why they wear those pads right there, by the way.
Eric Guevara clipped, so 2 on for Auburn. Schweitzer, after looking so good that 1-2-3 inning in the 6th, now will have to deal with some traffic.
The slider just popped out of his hand early and clipped the elbow. But Major League Baseball now looks at it like, hey, these college programs are doing a great job. They've got the development, they've got nutritionists, they've got strength conditioning, they've got all these things. So let's let a kid mature till he's 21 or junior in college or senior. And now if you're going to go invest millions of dollars, which is what the professional game does, signing bonus-wise, you're getting a more completed product and a product that's closer to getting to the big leagues than maybe what an 18-year-old high school kid would be.
Seems like a better harmony, too, for all parties involved as to how the process works to go to college, to be around players that are of similar age, that you can mature, you can age into the game and learn around other people that are doing such.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, that's a training, that's a motivation, that's a culture, that's an environment, that all those things are true. And if you ask a scout that's been around the game for a long time, they would tell you one of the hardest things to judge is whether a guy's going to be able to hit big league pitching. Well, we're watching college pitching all weekend now. It's 92 to 98. That's what you're going to see in the big leagues, too. Now, their secondary stuff gets better, obviously, and their command gets better when you get up to the major league level. But as far as the velocity goes, they're seeing it at this level. And so it helps the scouts to be able to make a better judgment as to whether a guy's getting ready and or is ready for professional baseball.
Chase Fralick, the solo shot. Last time up. This is Carter on second. This is what he does to the opposition. He's so fast, they have to constantly keep an eye on him.
Yeah, 100%. And I think they're also maybe buying some time for the bullpen to get hot too. But yes, you've got to slow his feet down. Yeah, see your coach is coming out. That's you call 2 inside moves from the dugout. Let that left-handed guy get loose in the pen. They're going to go to a left-left matchup. And now you'll see him stand out there just for a little bit. Buy some more time. Coaches practice this in practice. The time it gets you, the number of steps to get to the mound, how long you got, how long you have before the home plate umpire comes to get you, how many pitches you can get done and accomplished in the bullpen in that time.
The game within the game.
Okay, see, now he's ready to make the move.
New pitcher coming down, tell you who. as Auburn offensive opportunity when we come back. 2 on, 1 out. Bottom. Ball being passed to the bullpen as Schweitzer sits down. It's a solid 6th inning, but after getting it out in Clay, the single to Carter and then hitting Guevara give way to Aaron England. Bringing in the lefty, 6'2" from Cincinnati, Ohio. He's thrown 2 2/3, 3 strikeouts. This season, 5 appearances, all in relief. Last year, 8.31 ERA, 4 1/3. Baker behind home, staying in front of that ball after the first pitch from England.
Well, it's a life of a reliever. They call in you when there's a jam, then you got to go in there and face a guy that just smashed a homer already. And then they're going to ask you to go extension side more times than not with a left-left matchup, meaning the third base side of home plate with your fastball or your breaker. And it happens in a hurry. Once you get out there, now you find yourself in a 2-0 count with a dangerous hitter.
Fralick crushed it. With no one on in the 5th, what can he do with Carter on second, Guevara on first?
If you were going to green light your left-handed hitter for a left-left matchup on a 3-0, this probably would be a moment if you were going to do it.
Ball 4.
Now he finds himself with McCrane, who's good at bat his second time up with a double.
Grounded out last time. Was called on the 3rd strike that his coach had talked to us about in his first time up.
It's 5 straight balls. If you're a hitter now, the coach has got to make a decision. You're going to make him take to make him earn a strike from the mound, or as a hitter, you know he really needs to throw a strike, so the white part of the plate is probably going to be his target, and you can get aggressively geared up.
Another ball. Bases juiced. England trying to find strike zone. Auburn fans, Auburn dugout making noise. He'll step off.
The pitch clock was running down on him. He knew it. He had to step off. Trying to make sure they communicate, get the right pitch into him in his 2-0 count.
Checking on Carter, diving back, is in there safely. It's good coverage.
That's why he stepped off. They called a pickoff on the pitch before, and he wasn't quite sure of what it was, and so they go back to the pickoff again. And we got a little bit of, we're going to call timeout. We got a little bit going back and forth between the third baseman and the base runner.
Byron hot. Crystal Carter. Third base umpire Chris Koski speaking with Carter. Intensity is ratcheted up. The noise level has as well. Aaron England trying to deal with this bases loaded situation in a one-run contest here in the top of the 7th inning.
Well, the umpire doing a good job of just diffusing the moment. It gets intense. I mean, I know baseball's played at a slower pace, but do not confuse the idea that it's intense.
There's a strike.
He was taken all the way. They were going to, Auburn deciding coach-wise, putting on a take, trying to make him earn a strike. He'd thrown 6 in a row out of the zone. Now you're back to that 3-1 count, same as a 2-0. Do you make him earn it to fill it up? It isn't always a 3-1 pitch. It's maybe the 3-2 that he wouldn't get in the zone, or you get a better pitch to hit. So be curious to see if they turn him loose.
Tigers have been looking for the big hit to break it open. Carter will look at his side and pump the hands as he trots home. Make it 5-3. Bases remain full after McCrane walks to push everybody around.
And now you're back to a left-left matchup with Terrell. We'll see if England is able to settle in and get the ball over the plate and into the strike zone. I thought they'd go to a different type pitch. Sometimes you get your release point. If you can get back to another pitch using a breaker, he wasn't able to land it.
Bub, 2 singles on his card thus far today. Came in the 2nd and the 3rd. Last time up, grounded out. Auburn 2 for 9 with runners in scoring position. 2 for 10 with runners on as Baker wants to chat.
And he's only been able to execute 1 strike so far. Look, sometimes just a break. Right? Anything, just a break. Let me refocus here. Let me reconcentrate on what's going on. Maybe there's a sequence a lot of guys use in their minds to gather themselves back up, confidence-wise, a mindset, and maybe that walk out from the catcher. Maybe that's what he needs to get refocused on getting the ball in the strike zone.
Guevara on 3rd, Freilich 2nd, McCrane 1st. Bub Terrell. England continues to struggle to find the strike zone.
He's going to be taken all the way here in a 3-0 count. And if you're Terrell, what you don't want to do right here is chase a ball out of the strike zone. If you're going up there, you're going to be aggressive. You're going to have to be aggressive to the middle part of the plate. He was taken all the way right there again, making him have to throw another one in there.
Full count. Fouled off.
This is a huge moment right now for both teams. Terrell comes up with a way to get on base or a base hit. Obviously, that starts to create separation going down the latter part of this game. And if you're England, if you can find a way to get Terrell out right here, then you're one pitch away from getting out of what could have been a huge inning. Everybody seeing that screen right there knows how big these moments are.
Bub back into the box. Waiting the pitch from Aaron England. Terrell puts it in play, base hit. 1 run coming across. Second one being waved. The throw is to second. Bub Terrell delivers.
Oh, this is such a quality at bat from a really, really good hitter. He's got the left-left matchup, which is tougher on him. The percentages go to the pitcher's favor, but he hangs in there, fouls the pitch off before the fastball away, up and away, goes with it. And look, the shift, if they're in normal positioning right there, that's a perfect double play, but they pull side shift on Terrell, and he's able to drive it through for 2 RBI single.
And for Auburn, the pressure doesn't stop as Ethan Bingaman, who has a home run, steps in to take strike 1. Big first strike for England to begin the at-bat. Auburn has plated 3. Potential for more. Martin having to spot his landing. Look out for McCrane to keep that ball on the throw from England. Runner going. No throw from Baker behind home.
Yeah, that's great base running. They just picked, right? And it was an errant pick, so now the pitcher's a little less confident about picking again. So as a coach, you become aggressive. He's got a high leg kick. He's over a 1-5 to the plate. Doesn't check. See that? That's just good, aggressive, alert base running and calling the offense as well.
Bingaman walked in the second, mentioned the home run in the 4th. Grounded out to second his last time up in the 6th.
They got first and third pick. Now they're going to stay in the pickle in the middle. They're going to try
for the runner. Runner's coming home and scoring. So much as we saw earlier with Bub Terrell being run down, how Auburn got a run earlier in this game, they do it again with first and third, and McCrane comes down and scores. Terrell is out.
Look, when you're down to your last 9 outs and you know that you're trying to find every way to score, this right here is a time they're going to allow him to get picked. He knew he was going to get picked. They get in a pickle in the middle or a run down in the middle. They dropped the ball. That meant that at that point there was no going to be a play at the plate. Auburn pulling out all the stops here today.
Pounded this ball. That is second deck, no doubt about it. Second home run for Bingaman. Auburn has cracked this ball game open.
Well, you had the first and third play, the one before. And when you got a pitcher struggling at those strikes, and he's just trying to get it across the plate, he gets one and lands it in the middle of the plate, and Bingaman lands on it himself. So that's a second deck shot. And a big time swing and a big time homer.
Second home run, 413 feet. It reaches the upper deck in that left field concourse. Well, middle deck, not the highest, but 9-3 Auburn has cracked this ball game open. Coach Thompson talked about the missed opportunities, how they were trying to put some pressure with the run game early in the game, but Ty, they've found their offensive breath here in this 7th inning.
No, they sure have. Some of it created with command, lack of command from the mound, but they took advantage of it, and then obviously just cleaned it up with a homer.
5 runs they have already. Auburn one apiece in innings 2 through 5, but they've busted it open here in the 7th, putting pressure on the pitching staff for Louisville that's had to dig into their bullpen now. So we will see a 5th pitcher from the Cardinals, but Coach Butch Thompson had talked about his team. We've spoke on the Auburn pitching, but they're missing one of their best hitters, but putting together the offensive puzzle pieces, and Ty, it has paid fruition here in this 7th inning, showing how dynamic of an offensive team they can be.
Yes, it is. They show you different dynamics. We've seen the run game, we've seen the bunt game, we've seen the home run game, we've seen the 1st and 3rd game.
Coach had spoke to what they had done with Terrell earlier, and he said, hey, look, this is respect. We're doing this because we need to try to find some life and do some things. We're looking for that big hit, that big 2-out hit, and they're getting some production now. 8th player that they have sent to the plate, Lucas Steele, this inning.
You can't afford to walk and get out of the zone like that. Everybody knows that. I mean, look, the young man had a rough day when he came in relief, and it's not easy. Look, he came in 1st and 3rd, right? And they're having to face a guy right off the bat, and it's got power, and so with Freilich, but then the inning just gets away. And baseball, as slowly as it is played in some people's mind, can happen in a hurry, and you just saw what that can look like.
Still at the plate, one of their legacy team members, along with Rembert, Guevara, Petrovic. That's their leadership captain system. So it shows you what his teammates think of him. Coach has said he began initially picking them, but after the fall, the players pick now, and where the votes start to drop, that's then where he draws the line. So Steele, a member of that leadership group.
A lot of sports would go with it. You have leadership council, captains. Some teams don't do it at all till the end of the year when you really define, what a leader looks like.
Schlageter, the new pitcher, but the same result for Auburn in terms of offensive production, as Steele is on with a single.
Young man's had 2 walks and a base hit today. That right there was a really good swing. That was a hard hit ground ball back up the middle.
With Caden Combs, the full complement has seen the batter's box for the Auburn Tigers. They have 5 on the board, run-wise, 2 outs, 1 man on. Combs, RBI single in the 2nd inning.
And TD, that was a huge moment. It looked like they may get out of there, you know, with no run scored. And he shoots the ball to the right side, just to the right of the second baseman, who was pull side coverage. Showed some strength because the ball got in on him, and he had to hit that ground ball the other way. Either way, it got through, and it kind of broke the ice for the Tigers offensively.
Swing and a miss. It's the first time in a long time that it feels like Louisville pitcher's been ahead in the count.
Yeah, no, you're right. It has been. It has been since the first.
Since Clay.
Since Clay.
Well, look over at that Auburn dugout and the energy that they have been bringing, the pressure that they've been bringing up on the fence. They were making them feel it, Brown. And he came in. Schweitzer feeling it as well earlier. England hearing it in those 3-ball, 2-ball counts. They brought the energy here early in the morning. Louisville trying to get out of it. They do, but 9 go to the plate for the Auburn Tigers. They score 5. They lead 9-3, but still outs to work with for Louisville. Bottom of the 7th when we come back. Welcome back to Globe Life Field, 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Amegy Bank. Get moving. Get the blood flowing here on a Sunday morning. If you weren't watching USA Hockey, take the gold. That's the way to get your morning started. But then came right over to us to begin our first of 3 games here to close out the weekend at Globe Life. Get home day, right?
It is indeed. Let me tell you what, energy in this building has been pretty good. I don't know if it was right before the game started that the USA Hockey team took home the gold, but been pretty good energy in here today for getaway day.
Auburn trying to get away with a perfect record, 8 straight victories going back across their time the last 3 years playing here in Arlington. Louisville trying to leave with a winning record, beat Nebraska. They lost to Michigan. Byram hot. Singled last time up in the 5th inning. Christian Chatterton, pitcher that remains on the mound for the Tigers.
You got the right guy on the mound with Chatterton and his experience. You want to get the ball in the strike zone. Just create a 6-run separation. You don't want to give up free bases. It's been interesting for Chatterton. I mean, he's got good enough command, obviously, of his fastball, but the pitch that he's used the most has been the pitch he just threw just a second ago. It's been his changeup, and the idea, I love the idea. He throws in right and left-handed hitters.
You were talking pitch sequencing earlier. So what does he try here at 3-2 to Byram Hott, trying to find some offensive life for his team, get on as the leadoff man.
He's going to go to his best strike pitch. Thought he was going to get him to chase, and he did. And that's the last thing, if you're Auburn, that you want to have happen right now. I mean, you've got a 6-run lead. You want to challenge the strike zone, and he was. He was trying to throw that in the strike zone, but it was a changeup. He knows it as well. You get run separation at any level in the game of baseball, and you want to make that offense earn every 90 feet that they can get.
Out of this 7-8-9 trio, bottom third, the lineup for Louisville. Hot, the only one that has reached. Baker, who we've seen behind home, doing his job very well defensively, still trying to find the base paths. Struck out first time up, then went down looking last time up in the 5th.
We were talking about him landing those changeup early, and now he's missed on the last 3.
Chance to turn 2, get the lead runner, flipped over to first on the throw from Guevara. Double play.
Pitcher's best friend, and if you're up 6, the coach's relief spell, and that is a walk to the leadoff, and the next guy double play, and that's about as tailor-made as you're going to get from the second baseman shovel pass over to the shortstop. Nice, easy pivot and turn and throw to the first baseman for 4-6-3 double play.
Coach, just like that, how the tides of the inning can turn.
And he went to his fastball, trapped his barrel, meaning he'd get it extended, ended up with a ground ball to second.
A.J. Martin. Looking for his first hit of the year. Flew out to right as this one ripped foul.
Well, Chatterton doing what he had to do, right? He was grumpy with himself walking the leadoff guy. And so what does he do? He comes back, Induces a ground ball, double play. Lets his defense go to work.
Head 0-2 here.
And it's so much fun to watch an infield when they can turn double plays. I know that looks routine, but there's a lot that goes into that. You know, second baseman fielding the ball first. A nice shovel pass is what some people call it, over to second for the shortstop cover, and then he's got to square up and get his shoulders on the pivot and make a. I mean, it's just, and they made it look like they've done it a million times.
It's a symphony on the field. This ball in foul territory. Backpedaling Frelick there to make the grab. So after the leadoff man gets on in hot, the double play. And then a nice snag by Frelick for out number 3. 8th inning when we come back to Arlington. (9-3) ball game. Top of the 8th inning. How did we get there? Petrovic, 5 innings for Auburn. Auburn, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth. Louisville had 2 in the fourth, but the big inning was in the 7th. 5 runs for the Auburn Tigers in this top 15 matchup.
I think part of it so far, you're talking about a lot of the offense in there and some of the starting pitching, but now part of Auburn's piece moving forward is they've relieved well.
Auburn pitching has been stellar this weekend, has them on the precipice of leaving the Metroplex with 3 victories. 5-1 against Kansas State Friday night. Yesterday, coming from behind, 8-5 against Florida State. Florida State will be in action in the afternoon game, part of our triple header against Nebraska. Nebraska looking for their first win. They lost to Louisville on Friday. And last night, Kansas State 5-3 for the old Big 12, Big 8 foes.
Yeah, that was a fun game. That was a tough game, a tough-minded game. Both teams tough, played hard, put a lot into every at-bat, every pitch. It was a fun game.
So it may not be a hit for Todd Clay, but he does reach base. He was the lone Auburn Tiger to not prior to that. Back to the top of the order, Bristol Carter. Ty, you know more, you're a scout, about the SEC than I do, but I think when it's all said and done, it'd be hard-pressed to find a better leadoff guy maybe equal to Bristol Carter amongst players in the SEC.
No, that's fair. Equal. I mean, yes, there are going to be some. I mean, that league is so. You saw the graphic earlier. How many teams are ranked? Right? They're going to have guys like this too. But yes, he is really good. I mean, he spends his day on the bases, right? But you got to get there somehow, some way. And his will, his abilities, his insight, his baseball knowledge allows him to find ways to get there, and then once he gets there, he can create some havoc as well. But he is a really, really good leadoff guy. The guy's going to get up the most in a game.
His average is at 556, his OBP 609. Does have a home run, stolen 3 bases, struck out just 2 times. He's walked 4 times in his 18 at-bats. Today singled in the 7th, singled in the 1st.
I don't blame him. I'd have taken that pitch too. You're trying to get a bunt down to the right side. You're trying to make the first baseman come field this bunt. That breaker was so big, like a rainbow coming in there at 69 miles an hour. And off the plate. You don't want to bunt at balls. You want to make them do it with strikes.
Carter to the left side, chance for 2 for Louisville, but the speedy Carter can get down to first. Clay is out at second on the throw from Hott over to Martin on to Davis.
Yeah, that was going to be tough doubling up. As you mentioned, he's a really good runner. He comes out of that box running hard. With the ball a little bit slower, getting to the third baseman. 2 really big hops. Just showing you a little bit of hustle. I'm not getting doubled up. I'm a leadoff hitter. I'm not allowed to get doubled off. Let's see if they green light him at first base too. You got a left-handed pitcher on the mound. You don't know what kind of move they have. Now you've seen a step-off move. You think, well, that you're up 6. Does that kill your run game? You just go station to station. I mean, look, you're trying to win a baseball game. You know how good Louisville is. You may keep your offense running. Louisville thinking the exact same thing with back-to-back picks.
Oh, 1 is tipped back. Really, that turning point early on in the 7th inning was when Guevara was hit by the pitch.
Yeah, that's right.
It was after the single from Carter that was a nice piece of hitting, but puts Guevara on, who prior to that had a trio of strikeouts. Won't strike out this time as he ropes one into center field. Lucas Moore there to make the catch. 2 down.
He hit that ball pretty good. Moore does a good job of turning back towards the outfield, center field fence, and outrunning it, catching it.
Frelick walked in his last at bat, had the homer in the 5th. Three home runs hit today by Auburn, 2 off the bat of Bingaman. Let's look at the home run.
Better pay attention if they show it in a hurry, because it gets out of the ballpark in a hurry. That is a short stroke. Look how quick that ball got out. You don't see very many home runs that barely get out of your picture screen.
Checking on Carter once again.
If Carter's going to run, it's going to be in the next 2 pitches more than likely, because you got to think there's a chance they're going to go to something to try to bury a breaking ball out of the zone.
There is Carter going. The throw. He is safe.
He was guessing ground. He was guessing breaking ball in the dirt right there too. And they went ahead and picked. He got picked, but he's quick enough that he puts a lot of pressure on the first baseman to have to make a great throw. I don't know if they're going to go try to measure this up and replay it. I mean, I think he's safe.
The throw took Elam.
I'm not sure what they're calling for it. Louisville is.
Far to his left. So Elam, his momentum was away from where Carter was sliding, which was his left, so they were going in opposite directions.
Yeah, and he didn't get inside the line, right? He didn't get in. In other words, he can't run on the grass right there, or I'm sorry, the turf. The runner can't. So you're cutting down the angle that the first baseman can throw. See how he had to throw it back over his shoulder, and I think that's what they're looking at is, did he run in line? And then, I mean, I think he got his foot in there. Let's get another look. Our camera crew doing a good job of Louisville players think that he's out. They're all starting to come off the field. We'll get Louisville's outfielders have retreated into the infield.
Call on the field was safe, and Carter going to second. It was a tag from Elam. So we're waiting.
Well, here we go. We're going to find out.
Carter confirmed as safe. So the Louisville outfielders will have to
go back to their
spot. All the way back to where they
like
play. And the first pitch coming out of that break is swung on by Freilich, and Carter, no problem to get around and played another run, make it 10-3.
Carter was off on the pitch, by the way. He was going to steal third base. Freilich just serves another line drive the other way for a base hit.
Good day for Freilich. And a good day offensively for Auburn against quality opponent. So we'll get together. They want to chat. Got more baseball coming your way. 2:30 Nebraska, Florida State. Another top 15 team. Oh, 16. Some polls. Florida State in the top 10. Then the final game of our weekend. Final game of the day, the Amity Bank College Baseball Series. Michigan against Kansas State.
We're going to get a pitching change.
New arm for the Cardinals. Tell you who when we come back. Auburn leading 10-3. Tough day on the mound for Louisville. They will send their 6th pitcher out. So having to go deep into the bullpen. This will be Jake Greger, 6'5" sophomore from Louisville, Kentucky. He's thrown an inning this season, 2 strikeouts, 9.00 ERA. Ty, what are you looking for a guy like Greger right now in this type of situation?
Well, sometimes when you're down like this, you want something positive to come out of it. I'm not saying the game's over. I'm not saying that Louisville can't come back and make a tremendous comeback. But what I am saying in this moment right now, in the presence, you're down 7 in the 8th. You got a guy that you want to see do better, get some time under his belt, and maybe he becomes a bright spot for you right now in a game, and as importantly, keeps them from continuing to score. But yeah, you're looking for something positive, and maybe it's a guy who goes out there and has a good, couple of hitters from the mound.
Brandon McCrane walked in his last at-bat. That pushed a run across. He had a double back in the 3rd. 2 for 4 day.
I think Auburn has found out a lot of things about themselves this weekend, and they still got, a little bit more of this baseball game to play. But I think this young man right here has had a good weekend. I think McCrane has played good defense. He's been offensive. He's shown spurts of power as well.
There's another base hit for Auburn, building on the weekend for McCrane. Over to 3rd, Freilich.
Well, this is just an inside-out swing. Looking the other way, looking for a secondary pitch. Just absolutely just slips his hands inside of enough, shoves it out to right field, hits it hard enough that it gets through the infield. You hear the word inside out a pitch. That's what it looks like right there, particularly with 2 strikes.
Bubtail's got 3 singles. Unfortunately for him, he hasn't been able to score on any of them. But he's done his job effectively, and out of that 5 spot in the lineup, we've seen him put pressure on the base paths. That out to center. Moore makes the grab for out number 3. One more added to the tally for Auburn. They lay 10-3 Louisville. Bottom of 8 when we come back to Globe Life. Auburn Tigers, how'd their season begin? Well, they swept Youngstown State, but then a little surprising Tuesday, right before we were speaking with Coach Thompson, they got blanked 8-0 against Cincinnati. He was a little surprised with their offense in that one. Talked about 2-out hitting and talked about capitalizing with timely hitting. So bring that over to here at Globe Life. They beat K-State, handing the Wildcats their first loss of this season. It was a great pitching effort from Jake Marciano. 8 strikeouts across the 19 batters that he faced. Then yesterday, after they give up the big first inning to Florida State coming back, much in the same fashion as this game, 1 run in the second, 1 in the third, 3 in the fifth, and 1 more in the 6th and the 7th for an 8-5 victory. So coming off of that result on Tuesday at home against Cincinnati, which they lost, one would think for Auburn and Butch Thompson, very happy with what they may walk away with. 3 wins this weekend.
Yeah, well, they're 6 outs away from doing that, but yes, I mean, they've thrown the ball well all year. We see L.J. Cormier come in to the game and throw a 1-1 changeup, but the offense has been timely, advantageous. You know, some defensive mistakes have been made against them. They've taken advantage. That's part of it as well. I think they've had some moments too where they've come up with big 2-out hits, and so I mean, yeah, I mean, you got so far you got to be pleased. And the other part of this now is when you got a 7-run lead, you want your pitchers throwing strikes.
Get some work for Cormier against the top of the lineup in Louisville and the team.
Yeah, and you want your defense to keep playing clean, right? You don't want them to lose focus. I mean, they've done a good job of establishing this lead, building this lead. You got 6 outs to go to win a game, to sweep a tournament with this brand names in it. And you want to keep your defense engaged. And that often starts with that guy on the mound up there and him throwing strikes.
Moore fights one back. 2 innings pitched for the freshman, 3 strikeouts, 4.50 ERA. The infield will shift for Auburn. 1-2 pitch, well inside. That plunks Moore.
Well, certainly not exactly what we were just talking about. You know, free bases, you're up 7. You don't want to create any kind of hope or energy for the opponent. In Louisville, he landed a couple changeups in a row and looked pretty sharp. Just one fastball got away from him. Now you got to refocus as a young pitcher and get right back in the strike zone.
Good day for Campbell. 2 singles scored both times. Struck out the other time at the plate. Louisville doing this without Alex Alicea, who has played here in Arlington. Is the runner going? Throw, let's see if it's in time. It is not. So Moore in safely to second. But I bring up Alicea, as he their leadoff hitter, what we've seen in the games so far, but coming down with a little stomach bug. So doing it with a different lineup today.
We've got a new shortstop in for Auburn too, and that's Farber.
Campbell. Big cut. 88-mile-an-hour fastball.
Sneaky suspicion. We're going to see that changeup from him right here. I think it's been his best secondary pitch in the brief time he's been out there. Yep.
Outside with it. Gets him swinging.
Nice job by Cormier coming back after hitting the hitter before when he was ahead in the count. Comes back. It's a strikeout. Down and away.
Take Davis. Home run in the fourth.
There's an 80-mile-an-hour changeup, and just get those hitters out in front. He does it. Cormier, that is, does a great job of attacking this pitch.
Tips that. See another.
You know, this is one of those things that you got. Cormier is a freshman now. What does he look like measured up throwing against one of the best hitters in the ACC and one of the best hitters in college baseball, and Tag Davis? What does that matchup look like? He comes right back with another changeup, takes a little bit more off of this one, gets that finger inside of it, making it rotate left to right and down away from the left-handed hitting Davis. Look at that thing take off and just start running towards the ground.
Good looking pitch.
Yep.
2 down after back-to-back strikeouts. Jax Heisel. He has struck out his last 2 times to the plate and flown out.
The impressive thing so far about Cormier, it's 88, 89 with late life on his fastball, which isn't, you know, a lot of people in this tournament are going to be 94 to 98, but that thing right there is filthy. Let me just tell you right now, if you think you can hit that thing, go put your spikes in the box and try to get after it, because that is a mean, mean changeup.
Flex Can.
Coming up next, Nebraska, all clad in black. They will face off against number 16, Florida State. The Noles waiting on the other side. Our mid-afternoon Sunday matchup, M&G Bank College Baseball Series here on Flow College. Tyler Denning, Ty Harrington. Cardinals trying to keep the number at 7. They'll have 3 outs in the bottom half. Bingaman, a 2-home run day, the batter at the plate. Make it 3, possibly. Not quite. Into the glove softly of Moore. Sounded good, though.
Yeah, and I would say I'd pull a line out of the old movie. It's too high. No, it was too high, but it was not. It was a line drive, which made it sound louder than it ended up going because it was more on the line. You know what movie I was referencing? I'm hoping, right?
No.
No? When he got in the Cleveland Indians and the guy sitting down there goes, and he hits it like it's too high. What do you mean it's too high? It's too high.
Major League?
It's too high.
Zane Stahl is the pitcher on the mound for Louisville.
Good-looking breaker.
7th pitcher.
Yeah, I think so. It's been a bunch.
Daniel Levitch began at 3 innings. Schweitzer 3 innings. Jack Brown came in for an out. England for an out. An inning for Schlageter. An out from Jake Greger, and now Stahl. So 7 have gone.
Well, what you're doing now is you're trying to get guys in the game, to get them innings, to get them opportunities. Hold the team where they are, your opponent, Auburn. Also cut the game up because you've got to probably have a Tuesday game coming around the corner. And so you don't want to overexpose any of your bullpen. If you see a slider in, he calls for strike 3. And so there's a lot that goes into that when you're trying to manage your staff, not only on the current day, well, just an inch off the plate. 78-mile-an-hour slider.
Louisville Tuesday back home against Eastern Kentucky. And Friday, Saturday, Sunday welcoming in Central Michigan. Caden Combs.
Got a pinch hitter.
Mason McCrane. Swings at the first pitch. Martin over to Davis. 3 outs left for Louisville. Can they cut into this, make it interesting? Bottom of 9 when we come back. Louisville See if they can make it interesting. 7-run deficit here in the bottom of the 9th inning. 5, 6, 7 coming to the plate. Opening weekend, they dropped 2 of 3 to Michigan State. Won the getaway game 9-1. They were at home. Then victorious 23-11. Coach McDonald talked to us, Ty, about you learn a lot more through losing than you can in victory at times. Victory can mask deficiencies in areas that you need to improve. Zeeland strikes out.
Yeah, it creates conversation. It creates instruction. When you win, sometimes you guys move on and they're like, well, we won, right? So your teaching doesn't settle in as much as when you lose, and the competitiveness gets you your interest to learn, interest to hear improves. And sometimes your coach's voice get a little more involved as well. But and the forever teacher that Dan McDonald is now, let me just tell you, man, he's a professor in that dugout. Fastball just nicked him. He used a changeup, and he comes back with a fastball in.
Crane goes down to first.
Those young pitchers sometimes, his changeup command's been crazy good, but you ask him to go extension side in, it's a small window in there. He doesn't want to give up a hit, and so they kind of overcook it, pull it just a little too much. He'll get it figured out. This guy's got good stuff. Certainly good secondary stuff.
Ball to Byram hot, count 1-1. For Louisville, coach had talked about playing 5 different outfielders as starters, 3 different catchers. Mentioned the injury to Zion Rose, then not having Alisea at the top of the lineup. He said, hey, that's just early season baseball. You're gonna get that. All these coaches want to use these opportunities, tune up, set lineups, get roles more defined, especially if you're replacing guys, to then go into your conference schedule starting next month. Ball 4.
This is gonna, you got a 7-run lead. Guy's got good stuff, good secondary stuff. He's had good command, even though he's hit 2 now, walked 1. So those things you don't ever want to give the other team, the opponent, any kind of life in a game. The game's never over till it's over, particularly with aluminum bats in the world. But let's see if Cormier settles back down. It's right back in the strike zone. What's interesting is when he's needed to get back in the strike zone, he doesn't use his fastball, he uses his changeup.
There's a strike.
I'd be shocked if he goes back inside the left-handed hitter. He's done it twice and hit him.
Swing and a miss.
Every time he throws a little slider, not a big breaking slider, but enough of it, starts in the strike zone, disappears. Watch this thing start turning its head down and run towards the back foot of the left-handed hitter.
There's a 2-out base hit. Chance to score another run coming around. Crane will score. Off the bat. Martin.
And his changeup ran back in to Martin. Got it timed up, stayed back just long enough. Get another look at it. Watch it run back into him. Allows him to go pull side and get enough of the barrel to be able to drive it in between the defenders on the left side, the shortstop and the third baseman.
Ball bounces up. Both runners will advance. Floor 2 by their side into scoring position. Hott and Martin top of the order with Lucas Moore. Still one out to work with.
Yeah, one more hitter. I think it's already got the bullpen going. They'd really like to see Cormier get this thing finished out. Positive for him. Now he's one strike away from doing it, closing out the game and having a good performance for a young man too, and get that feel for what it's like to get the last out of a game possibly. We'll see if he's able to do it.
One strike away. Auburn looking for a perfect weekend. 3 victories here at Globe Life. Make it 8 consecutive games that they have won. Playing here across last 3 years. Swing and a miss. They'll have to make the throw down to first, and the ball gets down the right field line. So the game will not end on the drop third strike. Both runs score in Hott and Martin.
Yep, and that's the way this game goes. He took something, catcher comes out from behind home plate. Steele does. I thought he was going to be able to tag him. Wasn't able to. So now he's got to go make a throw. When he does, he took something off of his throw. Watch this right here. He doesn't quite tag him, misses him, clears his path. Watch him take something off his throw, elevates it instead of taking a regular velocity throw at it. And now you go from the game over to new, I got new life. They've got
10-6.
Some life. That's right. They've got some life.
We'll just be one on and more, but
well, what happens to pitchers and even the defenders, you assume, which is not what you should do until that last out is completely recorded. You assume that the game's over emotionally, right? You're starting your victory dance. You're headed to your congratulations spot. And then all of a sudden, something like this happens. You got to refocus, and if Cormier's able to refocus right here, I mean, it'd be a huge lesson for him to understand it ain't over till it's over.
And it'll bring up the 2 batters that have had the best day. Potentially Campbell first, if he can get on to pass it over to Davis. Take Davis, a guy that they do not want to see.
Here comes the hard part now, trying to refocus. And they're going to play off of him at first base. They'll concede him running to second base on the steal with the first baseman playing behind him. Now all of a sudden you got a 3-ball count. And I don't think, I mean, if he doesn't get this guy out, I don't think you're going to see Cormier out there on Davis. I think they'll go to the pen.
Wow. See how things have gotten interesting. As Campbell walks down to first, Davis will step in. What does Auburn choose to do?
Yeah, they're going to make a move.
Does Davis see Cormier, or will be a arm coming down? It looks as if so. As Davis, home run power, 2-run shot in the 4th. Seeing if the new arm can come in and shut it down. Tell you who, still some drama. This one's still to be settled. This one has some intrigue. 3 runs scored by Louisville. It was a drop third strike on the batter Moore. Looked as if it would be the game ender, but the throw cannot be made. He is safe. Gives the Cardinals some life. Campbell walks, and now Tig Davis, the most dynamic hitter in this Cardinals lineup today. One of the best bats in the ACC will face Garrett Brewer. Auburn just trying to get this across the finish line. Louisville trying to get Davis on and stay alive, bring a game-tying run up to the plate.
Yeah, Auburn's in a full shift now. Shortstop all the way on the right side of second base. He quickly gets ahead with 2 strikes, getting after Davis with back-to-back fastballs. And a third baseman now. Rivera's going to be playing back over in between where the shortstop and third baseman be played on his shift. And I wouldn't be surprised if they let the runners go if they decide to steal even. He got it down to 1 strike again.
0-2. Strike 3 gets him looking. So Brewer comes in, does his job, shuts the door. 10-6 the final. Louisville put some theatrics to it, but Auburn clinching the tournament. Bingaman getting the photo snapped. We'll talk to him here in a little bit, but Ty, your thoughts on this contest?
Well, I mean, I thought Auburn early, they left a lot of guys on base. I thought they were the most offensive. Obviously, the score is going to dictate some of that. But I also thought, from Auburn's perspective, they played clean defense. And then the third phase of the game, their starting pitching was good, solid. And then I thought their bullpen was really good the rest of the way. Now, I got some hiccup there at the end, but I thought they pitched well, threw the ball in the strike zone. And so a complete weekend, a complete game for Auburn, and now a complete weekend for them.
Walk away with 3 victories, 5-1 against Kansas State, 8-5 against Florida State, and 10-6 to clinch the tournament title, the Amity Bank College Baseball Series. Ethan Bingaman, 2 home runs down with Leanza Peroni.
Ethan, you hit your first career home run as a Tiger in the 4th inning, and you follow it up a few short innings later with your second. What did it mean to you to get to experience that moment here with your team at Globe Life Field?
It's great, just being with the team and celebrating with them for my first home run and second. It just felt awesome.
So much to be proud of over these past 3 games, but how do you take this energy and this momentum and carry it with you through the rest of the season?
Just the culture of the team, keep going, being loud in the dugout, offense going, pitching, throwing strikes, and yeah.
Coach, you were the only team to go 3-0 this weekend, and you finish it with your 2nd straight top 25 win. What did you learn about the depth and what this team is capable of this year?
Yeah, well, sky's the limit. It's the 2nd week of the season, but I think every team here and so many great coaches and players that if you have any success here, you can absolutely use that when you get to a tough stretch or whatever. So this tournament's been amazing for us, being our 3rd time, and we've grown and learned immensely early in the season that we can apply for the rest of the year.
You had several key offensive players out this weekend, but so many guys in your lineup stepped up. How proud are you of the way that these guys stepped up and took over this opportunity?
Yeah, I like this guy standing right here next to me. His first 2 home runs happened today. We needed it. Offense going a little bit. Bristol Carter was a catalyst. First time he'd hit leadoff for us this year. Played a great 3-game series. And Brandon McCrane, to your point, filled in for Chris Rembert at second base and did a masterful job for us this weekend.
Now here to present the award of the 2026 Amity Bank College Baseball Series is Mitch Garlitz from Rev Entertainment. Back to you, Tyler.
Thank you. Congratulations to Auburn. A very successful weekend here in the heart of Texas in Arlington at Globe Life, a place that they have now ripped off 8 consecutive victories. They did it with offense in this one, did it with pitching across the other 2 as well. Got another one coming your way, Nebraska against number 16 Florida State. So grab a snack, settle back in for game 2 of our triple header. Auburn victorious, perfect 3-0 weekend, 10-6 in this one over Louisville. For our whole crew, Ty Harrington, Tyler Denning, we'll see you back here for the 2nd game. So long for now.